This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Staples. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s today. It's currently 47 in downtown Seattle. Expect occasional rain showers throughout the day. Staples has low prices on the organizational solutions your business needs to clear the clutter and focus on the job at hand this year, like banker's boxes, file folders, and storage bins. Less mess equals more success. Visit staples.com for more. Staples, it's pro time. That was your weather, and I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
The best laid plans of mice and men. In other words, nice. It is. I see we're on a roll, man. It is 5:47. I'm Danny Bonducci. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Really?
Well, a lot of people have a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. So
Do you have a Super Bowl hangover?
Not alcohol hangover, but it's a Super Bowl tends to be stressful, and I forget what the exact statistic is, but they say a lot of people call out of work today.
16 million
16
people.
million.
Yeah.
16
Everybody
million
else
people.
knows the statistic. Maybe you can go to bed not drunk.
What's the percentage of Americans?
Well, you just do that on a-
72%,
You
yeah.
just do
I
a
mean,
calculator. There's 320 million Americans. But it's not what's important. It's the bunch of people calling in sick when they're not
Yeah.
really sick.
Yeah.
They just, and I'm proud of you that you didn't. None of us did, actually. So I'll give you the real quick version of my best laid plans of mice and men. I had a lot of plans for this morning, starting at 4 a.m. and not ending now because I have a plan that we should do a really good show.
Yeah.
Stuff
Look at
happens.
that.
But 4 o'clock, alarm goes off, get up. Check. Perfect. We're on, we're good, we're going. 4:10 to 4:15. I shouldn't go this fast, but what the heck? Healthy little snack. Check. Oh, at 4:10, yeah, check. 4:30, actually 4:25 on this one because I needed 35 minutes on the treadmill. I was like 4:25 on the treadmill. Check. Boom. Well, that's a lot. It's not even
Yeah.
5 o'clock in
Yeah.
the morning yet. Then other stuff I do, it's not a plan to get dressed, get ready, and be all that kind of here.
Still
But-
impressive, though.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate that. So then I had plans for when I get here. Plan number 1, park downstairs, come up the stairs about 5 or 6 stories, because I'm parking downstairs, not here where we have 4 stories. And then park way far away from the building because I want to get not only just get steps, but I'm going, I'm healthy, I'm good, I'm not gonna die anytime soon. But you gotta have some kind of an investment. And I was trying to tell this to Amy. I was mad at Amy last night. Side note. Well, we were talking about there's this running joke which I actually intend to do at least once somewhere, and that is me busking on guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm getting so damn good, it's frightening. It's crazy. So then she said, we're talking about England. She likes England so much, and I said, yeah, when I retire, if I ever retired, I'll definitely go busking in England. She goes, well, what would you want to do a year there? Want to stay in England? I said, yeah, once I'm retired, that's fine, honey. Whatever you want to do. And you know what? France would be great. And she goes, yeah, that would be great. And then she does another one. And I can tell in the way she's talking about this that she thinks we can just do that. Let's do a year in some great countries. And I said, you do understand that in your plan, I die somewhere in, say, Spain. And she
Yeah.
looks at me and I go, I'm 58. I'll retire at maybe 65. We figure out where we're going to live, what we're going to do. Are we going to stay here? Are we going to go a warmer, drier climate? What are we going to do? But I really told her, I said, you never include the fact that I'm old and you're not in your plans. I'm going to be decrepit eventually. And I got to say, I don't know if it says more about me or I think it says more about me just being so robust.
Yeah.
At 58. This is about
That's how she
her
forgets.
at 35, not scheduling in oldness, being old.
So travel has to stop at some point.
Well, if you want to do something for a year, I get to do it 11 times.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'll check them off like one of those things, an advent calendar. I mean, if we go to England 10 times or whatever it is, I die on the last trip.
Yeah.
Did you aware of that? And she goes, "Oh, you'll never die." And then I think she's probably wrong about that.
You could live to be 100 easily.
My mom's 93. I talked to her yesterday, but I only talked to her because I'm mad at my brothers. I should talk to my mom for better things than that. I'm also mad at my sister. So I called up into the hi, how are the new teeth I bought you? And which were $4,000 for teethers. And so I'm talking to her, and she's talking about her new teeth, and I'm waiting for 2 words to come out of her mouth. Her new pearly mouth. You know what those words are?
Thank and you.
Thank and you, my
Right.
friend. Exactly. And it's not happening. She's 93. Celia drives her to the teeth store or wherever you get them.
Oh, she probably got the thank you then.
I'm sure she gets the thank you.
That's
my
wrong.
4Gs. It is wrong.
Does she know, or is your sister reporting to have bought them herself?
No, she's not reporting anything. But I would do that. I would say, I bought these. Danny doesn't do anything. That's what I would do. No, I'm sure she says, your youngest son delivered again. I think they were actually either more than $4,000 or I paid $3,000 and Celia played the last. Celia did, some of it, but she's 93 and sees Celia every day.
Yeah.
So she could forget. So I could be the big man and just go on with my conversation and say, "I'm glad you're happy," and then move along. That is not what happened. I said, do you really like those teeth, Mom?
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I do." And I said, "Now, are you going to smile at me when you see me?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "You're going to smile and then say, 'Oh, thanks for the teeth, son.'" To which she said, "Well, of course I am." And then I felt stupid for reminding a 93-year-old that I had to scratch up some dough for her choppers. That was just a thing. So, by the way, I parked really far away from here and got some steps walking here, and I'll get them again walking back, but not that far. It's a big parking lot down there. It's craziness.
Now, you didn't go up 6 flights of stairs, did you?
Well, that's the thing about best laid plans, Paul. Thank you. And that is that, so I've done all this. I've done the treadmill. I've eaten right. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning. I've done 1,000 things, and the point would be I've done 1,000 right things, good things,
Right,
things that
yeah.
have my goal in mind. And I got to the stairs, and I thought, well, this is stupid. And I didn't do it. So I've done all my plans to go upstairs. Now I'll do the stairs. I've done this a couple of times. The stairs that I take, but they let you off somewhere crazy. They let you off like down the street and say, this is like,
That's weird.
it is weird. You have to go through this really weird Algernon maze to get out of here. Once you get down to the P1, which is where I park. Normally, I don't know if I'm there today or not, but yeah, I got to the stairs today. I just went, yeah, I can't bring myself to do it.
So you have a Super Bowl hangover.
Well, I've never done them, so I either constantly have a Super Bowl hangover. But I get your point. I don't think it's that. I was in bed. Well, I know by my thing because I checked every morning. I got 7 hours and 33 minutes sleep last night. So yeah, I went to bed. They said, and whoever those guys are, Eagles win. Night. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I went downstairs. Didn't even turn on the TV, which was super rare. I've never done it before. I just went out like a light. But I couldn't bring myself to do 4 flights of stairs this morning.
That's too early for that.
It's too early, right? Should I? I got it. I will take the elevator to 3 to start this process and take 1 flight of stairs up.
Yeah,
And then
that works.
Wednesday to the 2nd floor, 2 flights of stairs, and I think you guys can.
I think you just should park on P1 and take the elevator like a normal person.
Why are you
needs
the devil?
exercise.
Why are you Satan? Why are you?
And you
why
should,
do she
you should
wants me
eat
to
a
die.
dozen donuts on the way
Yeah,
up in the
exactly.
elevator for sure.
Exactly. And I should eat them outside Dr. Rocky's 3010 for Life store and smear myself in lard.
Absolutely.
And say, this is all Sarah the devil's idea.
That's
that I should
exactly
do.
right.
This is exactly.
A 35-year-old man and 24-year-old woman were shot to death on Saturday morning in Key Peninsula during what officials believe to be a dispute related to domestic violence. Deputies responded to the incident after a woman called 911 about 3 in the morning to report a shooting at a mobile home. The suspect, the 27-year-old man, also called 911 and turned himself in.
The suspect did?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
When they arrived at the scene, they found the husband and wife dead in the driveway.
In the car, right?
I believe they were in a vehicle.
No,
yeah.
I was just going off what you said. I don't
Oh.
know. I thought you said they were in a car.
Well, when they arrived at the scene, they found the husband and wife dead in the driveway near two vehicles. Investigators say several vehicles at the scene were shot up. One of them had a 2-year-old inside who was unharmed. And police say we believe they know each other. Some of these involved are related. This looks like it has something to do with a previous domestic violence incident. Guns and drugs are involved.
Wow, that's the trifecta for sure.
Yeah.
Domestic violence, guns, and drugs.
Yeah. Now, the 2-year-old boy is with relatives, but thankfully unharmed. With
Physically
shooting.
unharmed,
Well,
but it's got to be a traumatic experience.
Is that one of those buried memories thing? You think that kid's going to be all screwed up over this?
Hopefully he's young enough that...
Right. If he
that-
was 7, you'd go, oh, man, you're never going to get, even the one you think you're going to get over this, you're mistaken. But at 2, this might be a clean slate for this poor kid.
2 women have died in separate incidents after they were caught in rough surf while digging for clams on beaches in southwest Washington.
Has anybody heard from Lenny?
That's who I thought of when I first saw this
That's
story.
why I always say, you say anything about a fish of any kind, I think, oh, God, is my friend Lenny okay?
Yeah, and it's 2 women, but one of them still could be Lenny.
Have you seen him? He's a pretty girl.
The Pacific County Sheriff's Department says that initially those women were reported missing, and they apparently were just out on the beach, and then some massive waves came through. And the sheriff's deputies are reminding people that powerful waves can appear at any time. That, you know, you're walking on the beach and you think it's safe and you're above the wave line, and all of a sudden a big wave crashes.
Right, and if you happen to be wearing either waders or knee-high boots and you're not prepared and everything you've got on gets wet and or filled with water, you're doomed at that point.
A bicyclist is suing the city of Portland for $566,000 after he hit a pair of concrete islands on his way home from the World Naked Bike Ride. This caused him to crash, break his nose, arm, and 2 fingers. His lawsuit says that he was fully clothed, but he was pedaling back to his car after participating in that ride when his wheels struck those islands. And now he is suing for failing to put reflectors or lights on the islands.
Yeah, I don't know about, none of this sounds as outlandish. Lots of lawsuits I've heard of lately. $20 million for this, but that sounds fair. $500,000 and they failed to put reflectors on it. What do you mean by a cement island? Is it a roundabout?
No, it's like a barricade. You know,
So
they're-
something to break up the bike lane and the car lane.
Yes.
Or, as what is popular these days, to stop crazy people from purposely driving into pedestrians.
Right.
Yeah. And another train crash occurred over the weekend, unfortunately. This Amtrak train slammed into a freight train parked on the side track in South Carolina. 2 people were killed, more than 110 injured. This is the 3rd deadly wreck involving Amtrak in less than 2 months. This was on its way from New York to Miami with 150 people on board. It appeared not to be speeding. The governor says it was only going 59 miles per hour, and that they're still trying to figure out why it was on the wrong tracks. But it went on to the wrong tracks, colliding with the other train, which was not a passenger train. It was a delivery train.
I don't ride them very often, but I've gone out of my way on half a dozen occasions to take a train when I could have taken any other mode of transportation, continue to drive my car or fly. I cross country in trains one time, and I feel so safe. But then you pass another train. If you're doing 50 and it's doing 50, it's passing you to 100.
Yeah.
You're 2 inches away. How do they keep this straight? And apparently they don't all the time. And it's still, I think, one of the safer ways to travel, right?
You know, I don't know that that's true anymore.
Is that right?
Because we can look it up, but I don't think the statistics are going to be updated to include these 3 crashes. How many plane crashes, passenger, not those little planes of 4 people.
Yeah, but the difference on that is, and this is a sad statistic, is in the plane thing, everybody dies. On the train thing,
Normally.
handful.
Yeah. You just would think at this point, trains happen all over the world. In Japan, we've talked about those high-speed trains. They aren't having these problems. It's on tracks. Why are we having such a problem with Amtrak trains
Well,
all
on
of a
this
sudden?
one, because there's other stuff on those tracks, apparently.
Yeah.
And when people talk about the Hyperloop and things, or Hyperlink, you got to make Amtrak okay before everybody's going to say, well,
Right?
yeah, Speed or whatever his name is. You could do the Hyperlink, go 700 miles an hour from here to San Francisco in time that takes me to fart or whatever the hell he's talking about.
No, that's right.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
But, I'd be scared right now to approve anything above ground unless,
Exactly.
unless the whole thing was bridged, which is another way to go besides tunnels.
But then they'd fall off the bridge.
Well, they won't hit anything else on the track because and by the way, you've hired Chief Engineer Danny Bonaducci, so I think you're screwed. But everything on this track goes that way, north, and everything on the other track right next to it comes south.
I mean, we've had some pretty tragic accidents in the recent weeks, but it's got to be safer than car travel. You hear about
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Car travel,
Everything's safer than car
absolutely, yeah.
travel.
House Speaker Paul Ryan used Twitter to
Did you know that heroin use is safer than car travel?
I think that's right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Doesn't
on that.
surprise
I
me.
wouldn't have said it.
House Speaker Paul Ryan used Twitter to highlight a school secretary benefiting from the Republican tax overhaul, but then got so much criticism that he decided to delete that tweet. He was cheering, applauding her raise thanks to the tax overhaul. Her raise was $1.50 a week.
Every week? A whole
No,
$1.50?
First week of the month, Paul. I'll get crazy.
And that's pre-tax. I
These
think,
are my
too.
tax dollars at work. Don't go crazy. Give it to her every week.
Well, the example is Julia Ketchum of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Her check was going up $1.50, and she told the AP, well, $78 a year will cover my Costco membership. Woohoo, all right.
All right, thanks, Trump.
Paul Ryan tweeted noting the secretary's increase, which was quickly met with mockery. As I said, he then quickly took it down.
So he actually said we should applaud giving a lady $1 a week raise?
$1.50. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, she got a raise, no two ways about it. But I don't know if you had a hard school teacher.
Teacher, yeah.
Teacher, yeah. I don't know. What's her name?
Julia Ketchum.
Catch him. Didn't even know she was falling. All right, I'm sorry I had to do that.
So $34 billion in tax cuts to Exxon and $1.50 for the school teacher.
Right, that's exactly
That's
how
fair.
that rolls, man.
And a very peculiar story out of Maryland. A 15-year-old was hunting geese with a large group of people, was then rendered unconscious when a dead goose fell from the sky and hit him. Robert Mealhammer regained consciousness.
I wondered what happened to him after Top Gun. Dropping on kids. How big was your parachute there, Gooseman?
Emergency officials arrived at the scene. Robert Mealhammer struggled to answer questions. They said he didn't know anything but his name. Like, do you know what day it is? I asked these basic questions.
I think he's faking it.
Yeah?
Well,
you don't think he
goose-
has a concussion?
No, I think the goose is covered in down. How much can it hurt?
Those suckers are big, though.
They're so much bigger than you realize.
Yeah.
The wingspan, 6 feet.
That's
That's a big bird.
a bunch of feet.
12 pounds. They said he had teeth knocked out from the hit.
The
He is
goose?
and I'm guessing the kid.
Mealhammer. He's in the hospital. They said there's something seriously wrong with him. That
We
they're
got hit in
goose
the head with a
landed.
flying goose.
Yeah.
How can this be a mystery? Wow, he really looks like he's hurt. He got hit by a 90-pound goose with a 17-foot wingspan.
what they're trying to figure out now is, did he shoot and kill the goose and it then got retribution by falling on him? Or was it someone else's? In which case, how mad are you at that other person?
Right. And there is, I think we're failing to see the silver lining here.
Oh, yeah? What's
Had
that?
that been the goose that lays the golden eggs, he'd have been killed.
Yeah.
You have a whole colon full of gold eggs.
A Milwaukee funeral home is offering free pizza. That's right, a funeral home offering free pizza to anyone pre-planning funeral services.
Oh, you don't have to die to get the free pizza.
Nope, you just have to plan to die.
Nice.
Yeah. And what is that thing? We don't plan to fail, we just fail to plan.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to do either of those things, and you get pepperoni.
Kraus Funeral Homes and Cremation Services are holding a pizza and a pre-plan party. This is in just 2 weeks. Potential customers, living attendees get to enjoy free pizza while learning about their options.
The
for how
dead
they spend-
attendees don't get any free pizza?
Nothing
No,
for those
no.
guys.
But it's not. Some people were wondering, does this mean when I die, there's a pizza party at my funeral?
That's what I
that'd be
thought.
great.
I already thought it, to be honest. I thought
Yeah.
that must come with this.
What they're asking people to do is go to the funeral home, plan your passing. Are you going to get cremated? What kind of casket do you want? Blah, blah, blah. And enjoy the pizza party while you plan your death.
Right.
So he is anticipating about 70 people will be attending, and that this would potentially take off and more people would start having parties to
Sounds
celebrate
cool.
the planning of their death.
It's no free pizza at your funeral, but it sounds like a pretty good time.
So it seems like a
Either
good
way.
time.
KZOK.com. Click on the contest tab to find out the details.
I think I like that party better.
Really?
than the pizza party.
Yeah.
That's just me. Dogfish Head is a popular brewery from the East Coast. They sell it here in Washington at QFC. Their 90-minute IPA, their 60-minute IPA.
What's that mean? Was it made in 90 minutes or
Yep.
60 minutes? That's neat. Because
Length
everybody's
of the
going
boil.
12-year-old this and 22-year-old that. I like 60-minute beer.
Yeah.
If I drank, I'd be drinking 60-minute beer.
They're very well respected. It's delicious beer. They've got something brand new about to come out that has a lot of people talking. It is something they have partnered with a place called Mace Security International, the producers of the world's most famous aerosol self-defense.
I was going to say mace. Okay. And
Mace.
that, I don't know if this comes from this, but you know the stick that's got a chain on it and a big ball with spikes and knights
yeah.
and shining
Yeah.
armor
Yeah.
swing that. That's a mace.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it all comes from that. Pretty cool. I like it.
Well, and it is the spray, and it's called In Your Mace Coffee Milk Stout. It's beer made with mace.
Of course it is.
The spray, not the...
But there's no, see, this is where I think they get a little silly. We're going to make, there was one beer made with the hair, the beard hair
Yeah.
of the brewmaster.
Yeah.
But there's no actual beard hair in it. And I'm assuming if there ever was mace in this stuff, it's gone by the time you get it. I saw, you know what? If you watched the Super Bowl last night, you can see what a good versus a bad ad can do. So maybe it makes for a great commercial.
Well, they said it does have a chili spiced finish. It does have that.
So you can
heat.
taste the peppery.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in TLC?
Yeah, she was.
Chili Spice.
Chili spice
Chili
finish.
Spice.
Yeah. For that brief stint, she was in the Spice Girls.
Right.
Yep. This will be available starting on February 17th in your Mace Stout. I don't know that I would try it. to
Yeah,
be
I don't
honest
think
with
so.
you.
I'd try. They can't be unsanitary and get past, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There's a lot of people putting really weird stuff in beer.
And then it's not really ends up in your beer. It's just a lot of talk.
Yep. A tortoise escaped from her owner's garden.
How is that possible? You're the laziest person in the world if your tortoise escapes.
This is England, and this tortoise.
Oh no, there she goes. Oh, still going.
going.
Wait,
It's like losing the Energizer Bunny. It's still going.
Leanna Morris says her tortoise Tallulah flew the coop through a foxhole, and she had been placed in the backyard for roaming time, which is what people who have a lot of land sometimes do. You like go in the backyard and
Yeah.
go walk around and eat some grass and do whatever it is.
It's a
turtles
free
do.
range tortoise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes
Making
the
it better
soup taste
eating.
better.
Yep.
Well, this tortoise went missing, and 6 months went by. She was super sad, the lady who is the owner of Tallulah. She said, okay, after a month, I guess I need to put her things away. I kind of put everything in a box. I felt empty.
Her room is exactly as she left it.
Well, then 3 girls at a school found a stray tortoise on the playground. They tweeted, "We've had a very surreal morning. Some of our 7th graders found a tortoise. We have called the Humane Society to find out. If you're missing a tortoise, call us." The school where they found the tortoise, right across the street from her house.
Well, that makes sense. It wasn't that far. That's the thing. Because it doesn't have a thumb to hitchhike. I think it's going to meander very close.
How did nobody see it for 6 months?
I don't understand any of it.
They said Tallulah's actually doing okay, a little malnutrition, so you don't want to eat her yet.
Okay. It's going to be stringy.
Televangelist Pat Robertson is recovering after suffering an embolic stroke. The Christian Broadcast Network, which he founded, said he was rushed to a stroke center after family members recognized the onset of symptoms. They were able to give him clot-busting drugs, and he is okay. Had he not been taken to a hospital sooner, he likely wouldn't have been.
He's no Joel Osteen, I'll tell you that.
No.
Because here's what Pat Robertson's whole deal is. You're all going to hell unless you listen to me. And Joel's whole thing is, you're all going to heaven no matter what, so rejoice. So I'm going with Joel.
Yeah.
It makes me feel much better about myself.
By the way, he is 87.
Yeah.
It's one of those...
He doesn't look a day over 95.
No, it's not. It does now.
It's one of those moments where you hear about this and think, wow, he's still alive.
He still hasn't told me what I thought. I thought you were going to tell
exactly.
me he passed, and then he gave the whole story.
Around 400 students at a suburban St. Louis school got the day off on Friday after a 9-foot-long boa constrictor wriggled out of her aquarium, setting off a frantic search. This was a snake that was the owner was a teacher. That teacher passed, and they decided to keep it at the school,
Sure.
and the kids take care of it. Right? Cute. Well, it's a 70-pound snake
It's a big snake.
that went missing, and they said it's kind of hard to defend having hundreds of kids roam around when a 9-foot-long boa constrictor's on the loose. So they opted to close the school for the day while they found the snake.
And they didn't find it, though?
They did find it.
A bunch
Yeah.
of babies. 70 pounds. It's not going to chase you down the hallway.
All right, let's think about this building, right? This floor where our
Right.
studios are. Somebody down the hall says, "Oh, by the way," it's probably the creepy guys at the sports station, right?
Right,
They're
those
like, "Yeah,
bastards.
our boa constrictor."
Chuck and Duck.
Yeah,
Hey.
close. Our 9-foot-long boa constrictor has escaped. You'd be okay just hanging out here?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would not.
And hoping that we get to find it.
And then, I hope it comes in here and looks at me a little bit.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro Python.
I mean, I don't want it to sneak up behind me or anything, but I want to see the thing.
Yeah. Who'd win in the
70
fight?
pound?
The escaped python or the escaped tortoise?
Oh, python, I think, for sure.
See, I'm going to go the tortoise.
Really? Why?
Because the snake is going to exhaust itself and pass out trying to crush the shell of the tortoise, and then the tortoise is going to slowly eat it.
But let's be honest, the person who loses in all of this would be Tori because she's the one that it would get the first.
Not true at all, because it has to die out here so Tori can freeze it.
This is true.
United Airlines came through on a promise it made to a customer 20 years ago. Well, most of the time, United Airlines has been in news
Yeah.
for bad reasons. Well, last month, John Walker discovered a United Airlines ticket in a box under his bed. It was a flight from Nashville to Sacramento, dated December 31st, 1998.
Wow.
Back then, the tickets, when you got an airline ticket, it wasn't on the internet. You had a paper ticket. It was still attached to a letter that detailed the conditions of use, saying domestically wholly unused, non-refundable tickets can forever be applied towards the purchase of another domestic non-refundable ticket. So 19 years later, they said, we'll honor that. 19 years, it said forever on there, so you can go.
Did he show up somewhere and demand it or something?
Well, he found it and called United and said, I've got this, and you think I can
It's not even
use
his?
it?" No, it's his.
Oh, all right.
It was
He
under
just-
his
I
bed.
thought
He just
found it.
forgot
Like
to
it was
go on the
blown-
flight?
yeah. So he just missed his flight
You
20
just-
years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
You forgot about it, decided not to go.
It's so weird. You talk about this like the good old days or something like that. Because 20 years ago, the 90s just seemed like yesterday. I was a grown man doing stuff in the 90s.
Yeah.
But did people have computers at their home in the 90s?
Like
It
late 90s.
started very late.
Because when
Yeah.
Amy was in high school and stuff, nobody had computers. She was born in 82. When she went to high school, nobody had like a home computer all their own.
Yeah,
Right.
mid-90s is the launch of the internet.
You could walk people right to their gate or
Yeah.
meet people
Yeah,
at
yeah,
their
of
gate,
course.
getting off a plane. Crazy. You could smoke at the doctor's office. All right, might be the 50s, but you know what I'm saying.
It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
A Florida man's adventure after a falling out with his girlfriend made for a memorable Saturday night at Tampa's Peter O. Knight Airport. Drew Bronnenberg is accused of stripping down to his undies and then attempting to steal 2 planes. Then, once that didn't go so well, he took a joyride in a golf cart, an airport fuel truck, and then crashed into a building.
Wow.
That all happened. They said
He probably get less attention if he's not in his underwear, right?
He's probably lucky he didn't figure out how to get the plane.
Yeah.
Brandenburg had been at the 2018 Gasparilla Pirate Festival.
Arr.
And other consonants.
He got into an altercation with his girlfriend, so he walked to the airport, took off all of his clothes except his little blue undies. He hopped the fence to enter the airport. He pulled a single-engine plane out of the hangar, attempted to get it up in the air.
Wow.
He doesn't have a pilot's license.
No.
He hit a roadblock.
Poor guy's in his underwear. He can't get it up. That's embarrassing for everybody.
Well, he's in public.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the pressure.
yeah.
He couldn't get the plane to start. Couldn't figure out how to start the plane. He then got a fire extinguisher and unloaded it onto one of the planes. He then tried to steal another plane, but in all that time still didn't learn how to operate a plane. He gave up, jumped into a golf cart, took that for a joyride, and then ditched that for an airport fuel truck. He took a spin in that before crashing into a building. He is now facing a lot of charges.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a lot of trouble.
He also told police he doesn't remember the 20-minute episode at the airport.
Drugs are an embolism. What the hell
I
happened
don't
to this
believe
guy?
him, do you?
Florida. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Florida.
I was about to ask if that ever happened to you, but then I realized
Not that part.
probably.
Not that the airplane part that I remember anyway.
You strip down to your undies all the time.
Any minute now.
We've got music news, entertainment, and sports right around the corner. Some of the stories we'll be talking about a rock legend sat down with Dan Rather. Why and what was said, we'll tell you. An unexpected announcement from the Dave Matthews Band over the weekend, and I wish I could say this is a good announcement.
Uh-oh.
It is not. There is a good concert announcement coming up next, and information on getting free tickets. Plus, there was a little football game last night. We'll dissect next in sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. On I-405 northbound between Highway 169 and Coal Creek Parkway in Renton, seeing about a 30-minute delay due to some stop-and-go traffic. And in Everett, pretty heavy traffic as well on I-5 southbound between Highway 526 all the way down to First Avenue in Seattle. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Of course, the action on the field yesterday was incredible, but what was just as incredible were some of the commercials. One of my favorites was for Ram Trucks. Just search Ram Trucks on YouTube to check it out. It's the one with the awesome new Ram 1500 pickup hauling a horde of Vikings and actually towing their massive ship. It was so cool. Only a Ram truck could do that. The whole time, they're totally rocking out to a rare recording of Queen's We Will Rock You that was just discovered last year in the BBC Vaults. The BBC Vaults, excuse me. And the commercial you saw during the game was just a teaser, but you can watch the full-length version online now. Like I said, check it out on the Ram Trucks YouTube page. Just search Ram Trucks right now on YouTube.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Target Zero. Temperatures are going to remain in the upper 40s today. It's currently 47 in downtown Seattle. Expect occasional rain showers throughout the day. Drunk you doesn't make good decisions, so make a plan before you party and make sure to get home safe and sound. Let's reach our Target Zero goal together. 0 traffic deaths in your family, 0 traffic deaths in our state. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
The big interview with Dan Rather. Anybody on this show watching this?
On purpose? No, I've seen it a bunch of times. I just don't know when. I don't watch it. It's neat that he's the legend,
Yeah.
but he's 85 or something.
He's
And
old,
then
yeah.
there's a rock star that he claims to know and might know. He's Dan Rather. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it just seems odd to me that it's Dan Rather.
Yeah, I've
I
never seen a
agree.
single episode. I see the headline and I go, oh, that was cool. He interviewed
Yeah.
them.
Right.
And then I never watch it.
Tori, you're the big music head. Are you watching this program?
I'm not, but I should.
You should. She doesn't watch it much by way of television, but if
That's because she's a cord-cutting communist.
Yeah.
The 3 big C's. Are those all spelled with C's?
but all the
think
other
so.
big C's watch online. I don't know why. She just doesn't watch anything.
I just watched Star Trek
You're
from
the biggest
60s.
C I know, so which one do you watch?
She
Quality
just.
joke.
Good, she didn't hear it.
Nowhere.
I didn't hear it.
No,
Might
it's
be
good,
best,
Fine,
yeah.
whatever.
What was it?
Nothing. Too late. Listen to the show.
The big interview with Dan Rather next month has him sitting down with Robert Plant. There's
Oh, okay. So everybody's 85.
in this case, yes.
Right.
Now he sits down, and one of the questions, reason we know this, but it hasn't aired yet, is this was a promo video for the upcoming 7th season of the big interview with Dan
Yeah.
Rather, and he asks him about Kashmir and how does he feel about this epic song, and he said, "I love it so much. It is one of my favorites. Kashmir in particular, so positive lyrically. Also, All of My Love and In the Light are some of our finest moments."
What about Black Dog? Love that song.
In the Light, one of my favorites, and it's not very popular, so I'm surprised that he felt that way. But sometimes you hear interviews with bands and they'll say, "Oh, how do you feel about your biggest song, blank?" And they're like, "I hate it. It's
Right.
about nothing. It's about a dog that sat outside our studio. It's stupid." But this time, Robert Plant saying some of his favorites.
Well,
and
that's nice because
likes.
I think of him as grumpy.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that.
And he's really a
And I
lovely
think of Dan
man.
Rather as crazy.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Dan's like pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He got fired from CBS for being crazy, I believe. He's the guy, I forget the name of that band that did this song or album. What's the Frequency, Kenneth?
R.E.M.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Remember that story?
Yeah, yeah.
He went into a building all beat up, said there are a bunch of people dressed like aliens or something attacking me and screaming, "What's the Frequency, Kenneth?" And it couldn't be established that that actually happened.
yeah.
I happen to be a fan of Mr. Rathers, but I think there's a chance he's crazy.
The night before, the Dave Matthews Band performed a pre-Super Bowl show in Minneapolis. The group's longtime violinist, Boyd Tinsley, announced he's taking a break from the band and touring. He sent out a tweet Friday night.
The violinist?
Yeah,
Story?
he's a big part of the band. He said, "I need..."
Yeah, he's the violinist.
But not as big as everyone else in the band, right? Like, they'll be okay without the
No
violinist.
offense,
I
but
think.
you're not the bass player.
Well, think about the song "Ants Marching." Like that's
Oh, so they leave
need
that
the
one off the set.
violin. You can't
Or
leave that one
hire
out.
anyone else who plays
Because
violin.
nobody else could possibly do it. Well, let's just find out what a big deal this guy is. Derek,
Yes, Danny.
what's the name of the violinist for the Dave Matthews Band without looking?
And Sarah
No.
just said
I
it.
said just said its name.
That would be
And-
Boyd Tinsley, my
You are
favorite
li-
violinist
you
of
are
all
lying
time.
bastard. What about Yo-Yo Ma? Is it Yo-Yo Ma a great violinist?
He's okay.
He plays the cello.
Cello, yeah. That was the fastest Googling that Derek has ever done in his life.
I actually looked up the Dave Matthews Band members. There's about 10 people in the band, so
Oh,
maybe they
somebody
can
else can
replace
play
him.
violin.
Yeah.
Hey, tambourine guy, play some violin.
You gotta give credit. I'm sure violin is hard.
No, I
Although
bet
I
it's
swear to
not.
God, most of the Asian chicks that I have dated, swear to God, could play the violin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can't, they'd
How
date
hard
me.
can it be?
Yeah.
Well, to big fans of the Dave Matthews Band, this is a big loss for them. He said, "I need to take a break to focus on my family and my health." Of course,
Oh, drugs?
I thought you said he was touring.
he's taking a break from touring.
And then going on a solo tour, you said.
You did
No.
say that.
I need to take a break from the band and touring to focus on my family and my health.
Okay.
I don't know what I said, but
He said he was going on tour, which started this whole conversation. The violinist is going on
I
tour.
need
Putting out
to
solo
take a break
albums.
from the band
Yeah.
and touring
Yeah.
to focus
So he
on
needs
my
to
family.
take a break from Tori? I didn't even know they knew each other. It's not her kind of band.
No, can you believe that Tori actually likes a violinist? Her and Boyd are tight.
They're dating. He's her beau. That's a violin joke. You try that.
Right, Tori?
Yeah, okay. I feel so sophisticated now.
Yeah.
A very peculiar story over the weekend involving the singer Lana Del Rey. Now, she's been out on tour. She's very popular, not a KZOK artist, obviously, but a talented singer nevertheless.
I like her.
Yeah, she's got some decent pipes.
Oh, I don't know that I would even know any words to her song, but every time I've heard it, I go, this person's really good.
She's got a good voice. She's very attractive. She had a concert in Florida over the weekend, and a man was arrested after police thwarted his attempt to kidnap her.
I can't do that, man.
43-year-old.
You should do that. You should thwart the attempt to kidnap.
Definitely. A lot of thwarting needs to go on here.
43-year-old Michael Hunt was arrested Friday night about a block away from the arena where she was set to perform.
It's terrible.
You're right. What's his name again? Sorry.
Michael,
Okay.
It
Hunt.
is really?
do you think I'm making up the kidnapper's name?
Yes. What's his name?
His last name is Hunt.
Yeah.
His first name is Michael.
You swear to God. This is a real story.
He was arrested after police deemed him to be a credible threat. They looked at all of his social media posts and found creepy stuff.
Right.
So this guy was saying, everybody knows why I'm here. Lana knows I'm here. The Queen of England knows I'm here. Vladimir knows I'm here. They all know why I'm here. I'm going to see my queen. He was found with a knife and a plan to kidnap Lana Del Rey.
Wow, that's not as interesting as his name, but okay.
Yeah, not
so
funny.
some guy whose name I mock is going to kidnap some
Yep.
chick I don't know.
Yeah.
Mike
But-
is a known felon, 61 felony convictions.
Well, see, then I start blaming not necessarily the cops. Why? Because the cops are listening, and I have to get home.
We love it.
And we love the guy. Everybody loves the cops.
The
I even
system.
love the cops that have arrested me because I was wrong. They were right. I'm sorry. But the judicial system certainly.
Yeah.
Nobody should have 61 felony anything.
61 felony
They should have
convictions.
4 tops and then go to jail.
Yeah, what happened to
He's-
3 strikes, you're out?
What
No,
happened to actual strikes on their back until
Yeah.
they don't do stuff like
I
that?
don't think we can do that anymore.
See,
He
I'm
served-
a fan. The bottoms of the feet.
No.
I
don't
heard
think we
that's
can.
guys right in Turkey, and they like to do that.
He has served 5 prison sentences where I'm guessing his name was mocked a little.
So was the last
Why?
guys.
Paul Simon has just announced a Homeward Bound farewell tour. And last week he announced this tour, which consisted of one date. Until now, he has expanded his show. He will be playing Key Arena Friday, May 18th.
Was not expecting that.
No? You
No.
thought one show? And
I know. I was expecting that the one show is to gauge if people are interested. Would have been my thought. You know, it's from Simon and Garfunkel days. That's been a while since the man had a hit. Although he had a bunch of them on his own. But I would have thought the Paramount Theater, not Key Arena.
yeah. I think it's going to be a fantastic
I think it's going to be a
show.
fantastic.
Such a
show.
fun night.
Key Arena, May 18th. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. and KZOK will have a chance for you to win tickets to that show. And KZOK also wants you to win a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Awards happening at the Forum in LA. If you listen for the new keyword and then it's a cue to text, you could win tickets to the show, airfare, and deluxe hotel accommodations. Your next chance to win happens at 8:10 this morning.
So this is very similar to they get a keyword like they did for the $1,000 16 times a day. This is to go. They'll get a keyword at 8:10. Did you say?
Yeah.
And then they text it somewhere, and you go to the iHeartRadio things at the forum. That I got to tell you, I would prefer that to $1,000. To be honest
Yeah?
with you, that's a huge. Well, first of all, it costs you that to get down to LA.
Right.
Stay. This is
It'll be
bitching.
fun.
Yeah.
Congratulations to John Stamos and condolences to John Stamos. He and his fiancee, Caitlin McHugh, got married over the weekend. However, the day before, somebody broke into her bungalow and stole all the jewelry she had planned on wearing to her wedding.
Wow.
A lot of this was on loan from Neil Lane's collection. $165,000 worth of jewelry.
You get loan jewelry to marry John Stamos?
Apparently.
That's outlandish. Well, congratulations. And she's young, isn't she?
She is younger than he is. She's also pregnant, and this is his second marriage. His ex is Rebecca Romaine.
All right.
Married Jerry O'Connell, and they had a handful of kids. Or two.
Is he the baby daddy, though? Do we know?
John
said-
Stamos, the
yeah.
baby daddy of her? No,
You said she's pregnant.
is with John Stamos' kid now. His now wife is pregnant with his kid, yes.
We're sure it's his kid.
Why don't we think it's his kid?
I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
Are you being a troublemaker?
No, I'm just asking. He's getting married to a pregnant woman. I was just asking if it's...
I get it. Yes. He
I'm
is getting
not making
married.
a joke.
You know what's funny is
I'm
you're
just
not
asking a
registering how weird it is what you're saying. Because you must have just made a point. So John Stamos' fiance is pregnant and they're
Yeah.
getting married. That's like the whole story right there. And you go, does he know who the father is? What? What's happening, Paul?
I'm not accusing him of anything.
No, it sounded a little accusatory.
She's 33 years old, and
Oh.
this is her second marriage.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Oh.
Was she also pregnant when she married the first guy? With John Stamos' baby, allegedly?
The whole thing was so weird. Anyway, on to Friends, Danny's favorite show.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not how the song goes. But they were on a break. I'll say that.
that's how it goes, right?
I always assumed that applause was for me. That's how full myself I am.
David Schwimmer had just voiced his doubts about the Friends revival or reunion. Jennifer Aniston, however, on Friday went on Ellen DeGeneres and said this.
Hey, how come y'all should do a Friends reunion? I know people keep asking that. Is it even a possibility? Is it even in the realm of possibility?
Anything is a possibility, Ellen.
Okay.
Anything.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Okay.
I mean, George Clooney got married.
She goes, I mean, George Clooney got married. Like, that's your...
That's like anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen.
No, I don't see it. Not with all the players. They're on a break for sure. I don't see it. You got guys, because I Google them all the time, their net worths, and everybody's right around $80 million. And somebody's got to not like somebody. And with $80 million, you don't have to do anything. And you
She's the biggest star, though, and if she's willing to do it,
I disagree.
who do you think's the
Jennifer
biggest star?
Aniston. is the
That's what I
biggest
just
star.
said.
Oh, I thought you said Courtney Cox. The one. Well, who was on the show?
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, okay, my mistake. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, she's the biggest star.
Yeah.
So if she had to do it, but still, Courtney Cox might be jealous that she's the biggest star,
Maybe.
the Jennifer Aniston. So I don't see it.
We should
But
find out.
what they can do, and it would make such bad press, is you can do a scene these days. Like we could all do this scene of us in the radio station talking on these three microphones and never be in the same room with each
yeah.
other. Shoot my whole part, then shoot your whole part. So they could do that. But I don't see it.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. There was a football game last night, the Super Bowl. It was an exciting game with a nail-biter of a finish.
Brady under pressure, escapes the sack, launching one for the end zone. It's a jump ball and it's incomplete. And Gronk was there, and time runs out. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, the long drought is over.
Oh, the excitement. He just can't contain himself.
Al Michaels apparently falling asleep at the end of the Super Bowl.
It's almost as if Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels wanted Gronk to catch that ball and win the Super Bowl.
It'd be
Just-
more fun for them, yeah. For sure.
I even if I didn't have money on it with Jarek, which I didn't, I'm mad about. I would have wanted Gronk to catch that ball.
Yeah.
It would have been a great
Been
story.
exciting.
And there's a chance he's 6. What is he? 6'7"?
He's
He's
gigantic.
huge.
Yeah.
This guy.
Well, it was an exciting game, but the Eagles were victorious 41-33. They win their first ever Super Bowl.
I can't believe it's the first ever.
It
Because you got the surliest sports fans ever that like you guys.
Yeah.
It was a record-setting Super Bowl. Most combined total yards. Tom Brady set a number of records. Most passing yards in a postseason game. Most total passing yards in a Super Bowl. Tom Brady got the most
He
Super Bowl
passed
appearances.
more successfully than what's his name, Foles?
It was most total passing yards in a Super Bowl total for both was 874. Nick Foles was the first player to throw and catch a touchdown in the same
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
That was pretty great.
Wild. It was great. And right after a very similar play by Brady,
Right.
didn't work.
Yeah.
And my wife, who's kind enough to sit next to me on the couch, she's going to do needlepoint. And she's cool enough now that this has been a problem a couple of times. She goes, "Now, will it bother you if I do this?" No. But when I say, "Look at that," you have to look up. You have to put down your thing and look up. So Brady tries the trick whammy play, and she goes, "Huh." Goes back to your point. This is wasted on you. And then Foles does his extra whammy, super weirdo play.
Yeah.
And it works. Like, look at that. And she says, "Huh." So I'm leaving.
I said all along the Super Bowl is going to come down to whose starting quarterback is the best receiver, and that's exactly what
That's
happened.
exactly right. Very well said.
Now, you and Derek did have a wager that you were going to put something in your mouth of Derek's choosing. You're going to put something of Derek's in your
I think
mouth.
that's exactly what the bet
Is that what you
was.
think
Yeah.
that
Yes.
was? I thought, here's what I thought as I started to lose my bet with Derek. I thought, well, I put weird stuff in my mouth all the time. Somebody actually sent me a tweet yesterday, said, "Hey, the day that you had banana pudding and squid heads for breakfast, that sounded so good to me." I put weird stuff in my mouth all the time. So it's either $5. Did you bring something weird to work for me to put in my mouth?
I don't have anything yet because I went to sleep right after the game finished, but I can head out after the show today and we'll find something.
You think I'll pay off this weirdness the next day? I say nay.
I don't think that's how it
hey,
works.
nay.
man. You got to find something around this building that's gross enough to put in his mouth.
You might want to find something in that room with you.
I might have something.
We will find something. Tori can take some video for us to post at KZOK.com of what of Derek's you will put in your mouth.
You know, this is a grown-up radio station.
When you put it
really.
that way,
Yeah.
that sounds really dirty.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up giving this kid $5 and calling it a day.
A lot of Super Bowl talk to be continued at 7 o'clock, but we need to take a break. That was your sports, and it was brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You know, we should discuss 1-800-DUI, especially last night. I wonder how many DUIs were given out in the great state of Washington. Hopefully none, but I know there were. It's just a sad statistic. But if you get a DUI, you want a good lawyer, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The lawyers at 1-800-DUI-AWAY will meet you free of charge in Seattle, Everett, or Tacoma. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. Seeing almost about a 55-minute delay in Sumner on State Route 167 northbound as you make your way between Highway 410 and I-405. And also seeing some pretty heavy traffic on I-405 northbound between Highway 169 and the Coal Creek Parkway in Renton. About a 30-minute delay there. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
It is 7:02, and I'm going to tell you that coming up in just a little while, like 7:20 to be honest, we're going to be playing one of the more interesting games, more interesting in my opinion than the whole Super Bowl. That's Paul's new game, Pick the Panther. So be
Pick
here
the
for
Panther.
Pick the Panther, 7:20, and you can win a pair of tickets to an exclusive screening of Black Panther.
Nice. A lot of people were talking about Black Panther at the Super Bowl yesterday with one of the trailers running and the car commercial that featured Black Panther.
Was it Alexis?
Guess it wasn't a great commercial if we don't remember which.
That's
brand.
always the case with these commercials. You go, oh, that was a really cool commercial. I have no idea what it was for.
I went back a couple of times to watch different things, and I think I only remembered being Alexis. I don't even remember being an Alexis spot. I think I saw it in today's show prep or news or some such thing that it got a good reaction. Yeah, but I wouldn't have remembered what car it was. But it makes the movie look good, and we're giving away tickets to that coming up in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was for Lexus.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Well, the Super Bowl got off to a start with a beautiful rendition of America the Beautiful, which I thought was fantastic.
Now, did you know that Pink had a cold before she did it?
No, not the national anthem. It got its start
Oh,
with
right, you're
America
right.
the Beautiful from Leslie Odom, which I thought was beautiful.
I thought it was beautiful. Although my wife said that Leslie Odom was singing the national anthem or whatever he was singing, and I said, "You're wrong. He's a football player. You can't sing."
A basketball player.
If he was singing the national anthem, it would be bigger news than this, honey. I think you got your stories confused.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
hilarious.
think I meant, who did I mean?
Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom.
No, the guy that made the big one-hand catch. Black dude.
Odell
Odell
Beckham.
Beckham.
Odell
Jr.?
Beckham. I don't know why I thought him, but that's what I thought you was talking about.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Well, no, a lot of people were wondering if Pink was going to be able to do the national anthem because she was battling the flu.
Right.
She doesn't even have a cold. She has full-fledged flu.
Which is killing people.
Yeah.
Let's put her up there on a pedestal as high as we can go. People are dropping dead, and Pink still sings.
Well, here's a little bit of Pink singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
She had a tough time there.
I didn't hear it last night. I hear it now.
She's so good.
So good.
Yeah, I don't hear the flu at all.
And
Oh,
the
I
thing
do.
is, because I'm
definitely do.
always looking for a fight to start, and I thought maybe she was trying to make a political statement by taking a big wad of chewing gum out of her mouth the second before she sang. Turns out it was a cough drop
Yeah.
that she had in her mouth for the last thing. By the way, if you have any great points of view of the Super Bowl last night, whether the game itself, the ads, we would love the opportunity to chat to you about it, right? 1-800-252-1025. And literally, I got notes here, so it'd be helpful to me if you call up. Again, 1-800-252-1025. Check this out, Paul. Those are my notes.
Wow.
I don't know what they say. And I didn't drink a drop, man. I got all the commercials, but I didn't write down whether I liked it or not. So I'm going to need you guys out there to call me up and tell me what you thought of the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl ads. I would be greatly appreciated.
Well, for a lot of people, it's about football. And for a lot of people, it's about halftime. It's about the national anthem, and it is about the commercials. And Monday morning has everybody talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
Now, Pink has an amazing voice, but you could tell she was having trouble hitting some of the notes because she had the flu. But overall, she sounded great.
You know, I'm such a jerk face that because I thought it was great, but I spent a lot of my attention looking around for people that weren't standing. And I didn't, by the way, didn't see any.
No.
To be honest with
No,
you.
me either.
And I thought that was great. But, you know, I should have listened to the girl sing. But I thought it was a great voice. And that Odell Beckham Jr. guy that sang, what's his name?
Odell Beckham.
You know, it's
Jr.
funny. I'm actually a big
Leslie
fan of that guy. I'm terrible with names. He was in a show called Smash that I really enjoyed. And he has got a great
Yeah,
voice.
indeed. Well, we've got more to talk about, and as Danny said, love to hear your perspective on the Super Bowl as well. You can call share your opinion at 800-252-1025.
So here's the thing, 1-800-252-1025. Did you like the Super Bowl? Did you hate the Super Bowl? Did you love the ads? Did you hate the ads? And I guess, is the big one Justin Timberlake? Do you have strong opinions on that?
Sure.
And people do this morning. It's all in today's paper. So 1-800-252-1025.
Bill in Lakewood, you got an opinion on commercials? What's top of mind for you?
Hey, good morning, guys. How
Morning.
you doing? Yeah, great Super Bowl. I mean, competitive from start to finish.
Yep.
The halftime show was excellent, I thought.
Yep.
And some of the commercials I liked, particularly the one with Alexa losing her voice and different people.
Oh, that was great.
I thought that was very fun. That's all. If you want to know, there either online or wherever it was that I was reading it this morning, there's a list of winners and losers in the commercials, and I think that was the top one for the winners there, Bill.
Well, here's some of the audio from that.
Alexa lost her voice. How is that even possible?
We have the replacements ready. Just say the word.
Alexa, show me a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich.
Pathetic. You're 32 years of age and you don't know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Its name is the recipe, you...
Alexa, set the mood.
Now setting the mood. You're in the bush and you're just so dirty and you're so sweaty because it's hot in that bush.
Alexa, reboot.
Wow.
Rebush, Alexa. Rebush,
That was
Alexa.
Rebel Wilson?
Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
she was very funny. She's a very, very good sport. She's one of those people that she's going to one of these days diet down to being a nice, slim Hollywood creature and never work again.
Oh.
Because that happens all the time.
Now, your buddy Jeff Bezos in that commercial.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a list of like what the most talked about, some of the best ones, and what some of the worst ones were. But of course, everybody talking about halftime as well. Ron and Kirkland, good morning.
Good morning, Ron and Kirkland.
Good morning, you guys.
What's up, man?
Justin Timberlake was probably the worst halftime I can remember.
All right, here's what I'd like, Ron, because I love you and you listen to the radio station and you're my best friend. But if you disagree with Ron, I'd like you to go on 4. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we all
Why do you
disagree.
say
And we're all
that,
normal
Ron?
people, Ron.
What did you hate?
It sounded like a recording to begin with, and there was no moment, no song where I just had to pay attention and watch because I was watching something I may never see again.
The audio was messed up for sure.
Was the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. There's the thing you might never see again. But here's the thing. The audio's always screwed up on the Super Bowl. Nothing ever goes smoothly. And you know what? Where are we? But here's the thing where everybody's got their panties in a bunch is the hologram a Prince and how dare he? And I say, shut and up. I thought it was neat and I liked it. And by the way, not a hologram. Not anywhere near a hologram. Everybody relax. It was a picture. But so what? You know, there's a couple of things that Prince hated Justin Timberlake. No, he didn't.
No.
He said when he said I'm bringing sexy back, Prince said it never left. And then when Justin Timberlake accepted some kind of award, he took a shot at Prince's height, which I find not fair. And not as a fellow short guy. It's like you can't have enough talent to make you taller. You shouldn't have taken that shot. You should have taken a shot of his work. But all in all, I loved it. My only problem with it is I was expecting Janet Jackson or the NSYNC kids at some point.
Even
Like,
though
here it
they all
comes.
said no.
Here it comes. Yeah, that was the point. Reason I said here they come.
Here's some audio of Justin Timberlake and Prince from the Super Bowl. He did have a projection
Right, on a
of
giant
Prince
silk screen. It was bitching.
up on the screen. Derek, we have some of that.
Minnesota, this one's for you.
Bitching.
Doing a duet with Prince.
Come on.
Pretty amazing. Now, a lot of people
And
say
they were fans of each other just because they bickered every now and again. I saw Justin Timberlake as I think a kid, maybe in his early 20s, say I wouldn't be here today unless it was Prince because I mold my whole act after him.
the consensus on the halftime show has been positive.
Oh,
You know,
good.
Online, people look at Facebook and Twitter, and it seems to be mostly positive, but there were technical issues in the beginning with his microphone.
Right.
And he did dance a lot and perhaps not sing as much as.
Well, you know what? That was the thing because he's a grown man, and that's a lot. That's why Britney, who made this whole thing happen, doesn't sing live when she does these crazy dance numbers. He did. That mic was
out of
lit. It
breath.
might have had a backing track, but he was capable of doing it, and God bless him.
Melissa in Puyallup, you got some comments about the Super Bowl?
I sure do. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
And hey, Ron and Kirkland.
Thank you for your vote. We love you, Melissa.
Hey, I thought all the way around it was great. Commercials are great. The favorite one of mine for commercials was the Dirty Dancing one with Eli. Holy
Yes.
crap, I almost peed myself laughing. But I would have to say the topper for me is Tom Brady is an asshat. Why is it that when he loses, he can't go congratulate the other team like a good sportsman should?
You know
Just
what?
saying.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Was he didn't do that?
He did not. He went straight to the locker room like
No,
a
you got
little
it.
baby like he is.
Isn't that a part of the thing? You go congratulate the other team, but she
Yeah.
walks by and says, "Good game."
Yeah,
or is
absolutely.
That,
No, you
Little
don't
League?
do that.
You don't do that.
No, you go on the field and you can say
You don't line up, but you go
don't
out
line
there.
up.
Yeah.
hockey does. Hockey
Yeah.
lines
okay.
up. Football does
Cheerleaders do.
not. Cheerleaders always
think
do, and then they go
always do.
honk honk.
But you
Right.
still go out on the field, and like one quarterback goes up to the other quarterback.
Other quarterback.
Normally,
Oh, I
yes.
didn't realize that because I kind of like Tom Brady, to be honest with you, and I would like him less if that's the case. And Melissa says that's the case, then that's the case.
Just I thought his whole demeanor sitting on the bench after that sack fumble, he just was so. I mean, obviously you're sad. It's an emotional game, but he was just. I don't know.
Do you ever just go, "Oh man, I lost that game," or do you say, "You know what? I've got $400 million, and my wife is a supermodel,
Right.
and I'm going to go home in my hovercraft. It's okay."
The commercial a lot of people are talking about when it comes to KZOK is the Aerosmith commercial.
Yeah.
Featuring Steven Tyler. And at first, I'm looking at this thinking, what is he doing? He's going to go race a car. I don't really understand what this commercial is going to be. And it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
You saw this one?
Hey, makes himself young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I like
Apparently
the
the-
Spoiler alert.
Apparently, the Kia Stinger is a time machine. It takes you back into a fountain of youth, I guess.
You know what? But it's funny that everybody calls that the what band is he in?
Aerosmith.
That's the Aerosmith commercial. There was another one.
Well, hang on. Back to this one. So Steven Tyler gets into a car. We don't really know what it is. And he gets into the track and he goes backwards in time in the Kia Stinger, which is a brand new car, happens to be the car I have.
Beautiful car, by the way.
And the guy at Car Pros, David, told me, like, nobody has this car. This is a super exclusive car. I was not expecting a Super Bowl commercial for a car that isn't really that readily available yet. And he gets out, and Tori, you saw what he looked like after. What did you think?
It was amazing. Whatever CGI they're using is incredible, and it was super hot.
I think, and this is my guess, they're using CGI on top of a guy that looks just like him. I think there's a guy somewhere involved that looks just like him.
Because he looked 1,000 in that commercial.
Right.
What was the other one you're talking about?
I'm telling you, I don't even remember what it was. I just remember going, "That's Joe Perry right there," and he's doing a whole ad.
He was in, oh gosh, it was for like a split second. Does anyone remember which one? It was so fast. I was like, I think that's Joe Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I just think it's everybody's talking about the commercial. There's another Aerosmith member in another commercial. There's a bunch of great ads. Well, let's go to the phones because people are calling up like crazy.
Let's talk with James and Bothell.
Hey, James.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, there's two of them. The Vikings Ram truck commercial,
right?
And
Yeah, that was great.
They were on their way back, and they're all disappointed. But there was a woman on board.
Yeah.
She was right in the middle, but I didn't recognize her face.
Now, is there some kind of reveal about that
Yeah,
happen
what
where
are
you
you-
tell
what are you
us who
talking
that
about?
was, or is you just noticed some lady and you want to wonder why?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
it's
tell you.
confusion, but
It's 12. I'll tell you why, James. It's a dozen nameless, faceless Vikings in a boat, and you don't want to be the company that doesn't hire a female.
Yeah, but there were women Vikings. If you look at history and who was on those boats,
I look at the
women
History
were on
Channel.
those boats. So to stay true to history, of course there's going to be a blonde Viking.
You know, it's funny. I did not understand that commercial until Paul told me this morning. No, they're looking at the radio, and the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl, so they turn around and went,
hilarious.
"Quality joke," but
Yeah.
only the next day.
They think they're going to play. And
That's
then
very funny.
back to Iceland.
Beverly and Puyallup, was there a commercial you liked or did not like?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
It's going very well. Thank you for asking, Beverly. What do you got?
Well, it wasn't my favorite commercial, though I thought it was very unique. The one for T-Mobile with all the babies, different ethnicities, and they're playing what sounds like a lullaby.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And it's a Nirvana song.
Oh,
didn't
you know,
catch
I'm
that.
sitting here waiting for the payoff of this, and I didn't catch that.
I did. I had no idea.
No, I didn't.
What would you say, Danny, was your favorite commercial?
Oh, I don't know if I had a favorite or
You've got
not.
notes. There's got to be one that stands
Yeah,
out.
but I don't know what they say, for God's sakes. Okay. Here's one that says AUST, yes. And now I got it. It's Australia.
Oh, I love that one.
That was great with the old Crocodile Dundee,
Yeah.
who's been out in the sun, a bit too long.
And it's got, what is it, Thor? And he's with the guy who is from Crosstown and
and
Crossbound
vice
and down.
principal.
Danny McBride.
Yeah,
Yes.
Danny McBride.
Which that's the new Crocodile Dundee movie. I didn't realize it's almost like a spoof or a parody. He's Dundee's kid.
But but it says, then he goes, this isn't really a trailer for the movie, is it?
Yeah,
And
I can't tell. I
commercial
can't tell what's
for
happening there
Australia.
because I didn't fully get that it was. At the first one I was first watching, I went, "Oh, dude, this is it's funny. This kid's gonna be raised in the States or something, not understanding this." And I went, "Oh, wait, was it fake?" So I don't know if it was good or not, but it was funny. It was very funny.
Okay, yay or nay, the two of you, what'd you think about the Chris Pratt commercial for Michelob Ultra?
Yay! Sadly, I loved the thing.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, I'm thrown because I can't see Chris Pratt without seeing Paul.
Yeah.
And how this affects Paul and how his
On
life's
top
going
of
to
it,
turn
wrestling.
out and things like that.
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot. There was something they used Martin Luther King's speech for. I think it was Hyundai. I did not care for it at all.
Oh, yeah?
Martin Luther King went to an awful lot of work to not sell a car, in my opinion.
How about Danny DeVito as an Eminem?
Liked it. Thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, it's
Derek,
fantastic.
can you play some audio of that one? It is clip 6.
I've had 3 people try to eat me today. 3! Ooh, lucky penny. Anyway, sometimes I wish I were human.
Look at me. I'm human. Do you want to eat me?
No.
Do you want to eat me?
No thanks.
No? Would you like to eat me? Nobody wants to eat me. I'm the luckiest.
Let's take a couple more quick calls. John in Redmond, you want to talk about the Super Bowl last night?
Yeah, the guy asked me, he says, did you like the Super Bowl? I said, well, I like the outcome. The game was just too, I'm cursing at the TV, and I'm hoping people upstairs didn't hear me.
Yep.
It's like, I'm swearing back and forth.
You know what? Sarah said pretty close to the same thing, which is interesting because I didn't know this for a true diehard sports fan like Sarah. When you're that emotionally in it for your team and they lose, that you probably didn't have as much fun as somebody, say Derek, who was winning money or tasty treats.
Or John, who is a Philly fan. But at one point, my husband told me kind of meanly to pipe down because I was saying swear words very loud.
Yeah, you should pipe down.
I live in an apartment building.
Right, no,
if
I
lived in a
understand
house,
completely.
it'd be fine. Hey, it's your friend Lenny in Tacoma. He didn't get hurt.
Where the
clamming.
hell have you been? I thought you were taken away in a tsunami.
I didn't go clamming this weekend, guys.
Oh, God, thank God. What do you got for us, Lenny?
Hey, I have never been a Bill Belichick fan, and I never will be, but I was actually impressed when after the game he went out and hugged the Phillies coach afverwards.
They used to work
I
together.
I didn't expect that from him.
You know, he wasn't really hugging him. He was letting some air out. That's what you didn't know. That's what you didn't see coming.
KZOK.com/Super Bowl. You can find all those commercials up and take a look at any of the ones that you missed.
Awesome. That's a great place to put them. Thank you. We will continue to talk about all of the aspects of the Super Bowl throughout the show. But right now, we have talked about giving you exclusive pre-screening passes to Black Panther, one of the most anticipated movies of the year.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Paul has created another game, has he not?
I am shocked. I believe it's called Pick the Panther, isn't it?
Pick the Panther.
Yeah, Pick the Panther.
The Panther. If you want to play and win, call right now, 800-252-1025. We are playing Pick the Panther for your chance to win a pair of tickets to an exclusive pre-screening of Black Panther next Monday night at a secret, undisclosed location.
For real?
That's how big this movie is, Danny.
We don't want people
super
just
cool.
showing up to the screening.
randomly.
To win your way in, you'll have to correctly identify the famous panther from Danny's clue.
And just to be clear, if you win the tickets, we will tell you where to go. It's not as
Good
like
to know. You guys have to drive around home for the bus.
Right, exactly.
All right, cool.
Kyle in Seattle is our first contestant.
Good morning, Kyle.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
All is well. You?
God, very well. Thank you very much for asking. I hear a couple of pertinent questions. One, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Most of the time.
Awesome. And do you understand the rules of the game?
Yeah, for sure.
Then here we go, Kyle. This panther was originally featured only in the opening and closing credits of the film series that bears his name. He became so popular that he broke away from the bumbling French detective, police detective that starred in the films and spawned spin-off franchise of 124 theatrical shorts, 10 TV shows, and 4 TV specials, plus his signature song about dead ants. Can you pick the panther?
No, I would go out on a guess and just say the Pink Panther, but I have no idea.
Very nice. It's all about different colored panthers.
It's a pretty good game.
Somebody tell him what he won.
Dead ant, dead ant.
Ah, that's funny. Kyle, you are going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to get your pair of tickets to the exclusive pre-screening of Black Panther. We are giving everyone a bonus chance to enter and win this contest by going to our website, KZOK.com, click on the contest page. So another chance to win on our website. Or join us again tomorrow at 7:20.
This traffic report is brought to you by Walgreens. Seeing about a 30-minute delay on I-5 northbound between 320th Street and South Center Parkway, and also seeing some pretty long delays on I-5 southbound between Highway 524 in Linwood all the way through down to the Convention Center. When is the best time for a cold? Never. Luckily, Walgreens is right around the corner with the right relief fast. With Walgreens brand cold and flu products, you'll get effective multi-symptom relief you can trust. Swing by your local Walgreens today and start feeling better. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
As we've been talking about this morning, the commercials during yesterday's big game certainly didn't disappoint, and one of my absolute favorites was the one for Ram Trucks. Check that one out online by searching Ram Trucks on YouTube. It was shot in Iceland with the all-new Ram 1500 towing a massive Viking ship and a bunch of rowdy Vikings across the tundra and eventually over the sea, which was so cool. Plus, it featured a rare recording of Queen's We Will Rock You, a.k.a. the greatest sports anthem of all time. And believe it or not, this version actually rocks even harder. Check out the commercial for Ram Trucks on their YouTube page, including an extended version that you didn't get to see during the game. Just search Ram Trucks right now on YouTube.
Love, it's a gift. And whether you're celebrating Valentine's Day with your girlfriend, your best friend, or just want to celebrate yourself, you need to go to Shane Company. They have so many beautiful gifts that include vibrant gemstones. They are sure to make lasting memories. So many beautiful gemstones, all different colors, like a purple amethyst, the London blue topaz, or the red garnet. You're going to find something in every price point as well. One of the ones that's really beautiful is a cushion cut garnet necklace with an accent diamond, $150. Such a deep red color, which of course is perfect for Valentine's Day. And whether you're selecting the gift in person in Linwood or buying online, your purchase will arrive ready with a beautiful presentation box. So this is a great time to get to Shane Company. Make sure to get something special for this Valentine's Day. Shane Company. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, and that place is Shane Company.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Staples. We're going to get light rain showers today, highs in the upper 40s, and it's currently 47 in downtown Seattle. Staples has low prices on the organizational solutions your business needs to clear the clutter and focus on the job at hand this year, like banker's boxes, file folders, and storage bins. Less mess equals more success. Visit staples.com for more. Staples, it's pro time. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
You don't know nothing till you get it from me. Even double negatives coming right up. It's the big news of the day.
Some of the stories we'll be talking about. A Seattle rapper is speaking out about his visit from the Secret Service. If you love your local barista, bad news for you. A big change might be coming thanks to Japan. And athletes are getting something very unusual at this year's Olympics. All next.
Hey, the big news of the day is brought to you, as always, by our friends at Goldberg Jones. Divorce for men, call 1-800-DIVORCE. And, of course, you can go online to goldbergjones.com. But I believe it is this coming Wednesday, day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rick Jones joining us right here in studio.
Jones.
Nice. So if you've got questions about divorce, child support, whatever it is that you're worrying about, and worry you kind of should. This is why I always say you need a lawyer. You can ask Rick Jones Wednesday morning, but right now it's the big news of the day.
A Seattle rapper is claiming that something happened to him that has got him pretty upset.
Doesn't that automatically have to be Macklemore?
It is not Macklemore.
So that's my question, though. Did you know there's another Seattle rapper?
Apparently there are a
I
few.
didn't know it.
Not as well known.
He's a Somali immigrant. He goes by the name, his name is Guled Duriye. He is the member of a local rap group, Militia Mali Mob, but his rap moniker is Chino O Capo Gaddafi.
Oh, yeah, it rolls right off the tongue. I've heard of him, though, I swear to God. I've heard of
Seriously?
him. There was a little bit of a hubbub about whether he was naming himself after Gaddafi or not. So I heard of him.
Well, he posted some anti-Trump messages to social media while promoting a new track called Dum Dum. One of those posts is a Trump doll being lynched. He says those posts led to a visit from the Secret Service.
As well they should have.
He said that it was without a search warrant, and that's why he's upset. He said, I did not threaten the president. I didn't say I was going to kill the president, but the Secret Service is now at my house.
Well, then what'd he do?
He had a doll that he was hanging, right?
Yes.
Well, then
That
I think
sounds-
you do imply that you're going to hurt or kill the president, and I don't think you should do that. And I think if you're above 17 years old, you should know you can't do that. I don't think it's fair that I can't take anti-Trump jokes as far as I want, but you can't. And I'm aware of it, and I know what happens. And if you don't know from me, learn and in a bit kind of a way, the hard way, learn from Kathy Griffin or 100 other people that were too stupid to know you can't even joke about injuring the president.
Yeah.
So I don't like Mr. Gaddafi. That's about the 5th time I've said that in my lifetime. Hey, just out of curiosity, that rap song that we played the other day, I think it was one of Derek's.
Gucci Gang?
Yeah. I got to find that song. I can't get that song out of my head.
I'll send it to you, bro. One of my favorites.
I think it's a great song, man.
That was awful.
You don't know anything about rap.
No, apparently I don't.
It's been there. Be all white all day long.
Japan has a new cafe that has some people...
Cats, birds, monkeys, what?
Exactly. They have so many different types of strange cafes. And this one is in a very big shopping area of Tokyo. And it has robot baristas.
Of course it does.
They love the...
In their
love a good
underwear.
robot.
Just add some flavor.
These are single-armed robots that scan a ticket purchased from a vending machine. It'll greet the customer.
You know, if I only had one arm, I could still do as important.
Would you care
Like
for a
make
delicious coffee? Says the barista.
It says stuff?
Yep. Well, no, I think that's all it can say.
Right.
Yeah, but does it like flirt with you for extra tips?
I can make a better one than human beings around here. Wink, wink. How do you like my bikini?
Okay, so then I say, show me your boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I never said that to a barista in my life.
No, but I'd say to a robot.
I'd say to a robot. Would she do it? And how is it a she?
I don't think it has a gender.
We'll go with she.
Does it? It's genderless?
I don't believe that this has a gender. A lot of the robots, like we saw some of them in the Super Bowl commercials. Sometimes if you don't hear a voice, it's just a face. But I would imagine
It's just that like weird stormtrooper looking thing.
Yeah. But I would imagine they
Is this a girl's voice or a boy's voice?
I have not heard it. I have not been there, so I don't know the answer
Oh,
to that.
But I mean, it's funny because I think of my baristas as female,
Yeah.
but I would think 50-50 they're probably guys for the person that used to wait on
I
me.
get far more male baristas than I do female.
Really?
Wow.
Absolutely.
I've never seen a male barista like in one of those drive-thrus.
They
I've seen
smell
it
like cabbage.
at Starbucks or at like a local coffee shop. But
The drive-throughs, those are women.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to the ones
The
where they take their
drive-thrus?
clothes off, but all the drive-through ones, I've never seen a man.
Yeah, at the old place that I actually knew the girl by name. I think her name was Kathy. How quickly we forget. But every morning I'd go over to get something, and she was very nice to me. I would miss the human touch.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would, and you get to know somebody, or they know your order.
It's a novelty. Across the street from my house in Los Angeles, when I lived there, there's a big shopping center called the Hollywood and Highland. It's huge, and it has gigantic elephants all around it that are from the Cleopatra movie from the 60s, I believe. And it's a pretty interesting place, but they had a robot bar where you'd order on something like a pad,
Yeah.
and then your drink would be made in front of you by machines. Like, there's no reason to tip. I can't make that bartender love me enough to give me more booze than the guy down the bar.
Yeah.
So I hate it. I'm going somewhere else.
Plus, you want to have somebody that you can talk to.
Yeah.
And like, especially with the bar.
You got to
gotta
start
solve
every
your problems.
conversation with your bartender as with either my wife is leaving me, or I'm leaving my wife. But either way, they make us some strong drinks. I used to say it just for fun.
During the Super Bowl last night, there were a lot of very fun commercials. There were some controversial commercials. There were a lot of Olympics commercials because the Olympics are right around the corner. As happens most years, people get frisky. According to the South China Morning Post,
That's what happened to Matt Lauer. He got frisky at the Olympics.
a total of 110,000 condoms will be distributed to all athletes that are just shy of 3,000.
They should send those all to the Russian teams because they're all on testosterone. There's no other way.
That's a lot of condoms.
Yeah.
They said in recent years, they have seen that you need it. The way the numbers work, they said in theory, 37 condoms each.
Per athlete?
That's the math.
And that's both men and women.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow. I should have taken PE class a little more seriously.
Oh, absolutely. Because you're only there a little while, too.
Yeah. I actually got excited for the Winter Olympics watching those commercials.
I believe there was a lady reporter, I forget for what country, at the last Olympics in Sochi, and actually just gave birth to a kid a couple years ago, I guess now, named Sochi.
Oh, yeah.
Really? What were you up to that year?
That's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online at goldbergjones.com.
Hey, don't forget, coming up next is Jim the Flagger.
Now, business news from Jim the Flagger.
According to a new survey, millennials are 6 times more likely than baby boomers to start a small business or be self-employed in the next decade. The same survey found that while 30% of all millennials say that mom or dad are their biggest role model, over 40% say it's Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Maybe you should all be living in Mark Zuckerberg's basement then and leave your poor mom and pa alone.
I'm with you, Jim the Flyer.
This traffic report is brought to you by Walgreens. Things are still messy on 167 northbound between Highway 410 and 405. Close to an hour-minute delay due to some bad traffic there. And also seeing some pretty heavy delays on 405 southbound between Filbert Road and Highway 520. About a 45-minute delay through that area. When is the best time for a cold? Never. Luckily, Walgreens is right around the corner with the right relief fast. With Walgreens brand cold and flu products, you'll get effective multi-symptom relief you can trust. Swing by your local Walgreens today and start feeling better. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Let's talk 30-10 weight loss for life. It's easy for me to do. Why, you ask? Well, I like talking, but the other reason is I went on 30-10 last year, and my goal was to lose 25 pounds. And then when it was done, I thought, you know what? That was, I don't want to say easy. I don't want to mislead anybody, but I looked at my diet and I looked at my scale and I said, I could do more than that. I still got what they're calling, or at least I call, man boobs. And I don't know if I'll have those at 160. So I stayed on 30-10. I stayed accountable. I stayed going into the Bellevue office, talking to the gang, and I lost some more. And now I'm down to 160 and I keep it off. And it's not the struggle that has been, because I told my wife this last night as I was preparing a meal with the 30-10 recipes, which by the way are delicious. I said, I've been on a diet of some kind since I was 12. The fact that I am 58 and still on a diet leads you to know, well, they all didn't work. 30-10, I walked in the door. I said, let's lose 40 pounds, and lost it, and it stays off. If you're ready to lose that weight and keep it off, do what I did. Call 30-10 Weight Loss for Life. Here's the phone number, 855-843-3010. That's 855-843-3010. Or you can go online to 3010weightlossforlife.com. It is 8:02 in the a.m., and I want to tell you about Whiskey Rocks, which, by the way, is like a triple entendre, isn't it? Whiskey on the rocks, whiskey rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Whiskey's
Yeah.
yummy. It
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.
Lot of entendre. And try and say triple entendre after you've had 900 shots of whiskey for the price of admission. So you can join us Saturday, March 10th, inside the Terrace Club at Safeco Field, which is awesome, you guys. It's a whole different vibe when there's not a baseball game going on. I know that doesn't sound right, but it is. It's so much fun. It's an amazing evening. Over 100 of the finest whiskeys and bourbons from around the world. Plus, great live music. Tickets on sale right this second at whiskeyrocksnw.com. A VIP ticket gets you a full hour early. That starts at 5 p.m. plus extra tasting, which is bitching even more. Last year, Whiskey Rocks sold out, so get your tickets right now.
We have been talking a lot about Taco Bell. They made a bold move and added French fries to the menu. And you have been going on and on about that movie trailer.
It's because it's quality, because it's really, I thought it was great.
Oh, I know, but you were going on and on. We're like, oh my God, he's obsessed with this commercial. What's
I
the
am
deal?
obsessed with it, Paul. Here we go.
Until we watched it, and now we're all obsessed with it.
I'm obsessed with it.
I'm obsessed
sure.
with it. That guy's handsome.
Movie trailer is ridiculous. It's done so well. Josh
Really is.
Duhamel is handsome. And
Handsome.
It actually looks like a movie trailer.
I want to
about
say
French
Josh
fries.
Don't Mel, but it doesn't work for me. So Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel again.
Josh Duhamel. And Mel's pretty happy about
Yeah,
it.
seriously.
We've all been talking about these Taco Bell fries,
Yeah.
so much so that our little friend Derek actually went over the weekend and tried them and sent me pictures to prove it.
Yeah, I did.
Now,
God, you're such a girl.
You didn't say not for air, so I posted them at KZOK.com.
Oh, that's not going to be embarrassing at all.
Why? What did you do?
Well, let's just say the picture I sent her involves a wide open mouth and a fry being inserted into it. So if any of our listeners
Otherwise
know,
known as eating.
No,
By
it's-
the way, unless it's Glenn Fry, you're probably okay with this.
No,
it's
somebody-
slightly provocative. If any of our listeners have Photoshop capabilities, this picture can turn real horrible real fast.
Oh, yes. And I know somebody listening is going to do just that for us. They're up right now at KZOK.com. Derek, what's the verdict? You went so far out of your way to try these fries. You were obsessed with them, too. What's the verdict on them?
Delicious. So they're
He
not.
sounds obsessed.
They're not like a traditional French fry in
No.
the sense of McDonald's or Burger King where they're very crispy and crunchy. They have more of a texture of like a JoJo potato or a potato wedge.
A JoJo.
Oh.
They're seasoned well and they're slightly softer.
If I'm not mistaken, they make a kind of big thing about their French fries dusted in Mexican spices.
Yeah, no, the
That's a
seasoning
thing.
is great. The
Oh,
nacho
man.
cheese sauce is good. I recommend them to try them if you're a French fry fan and you love Taco Bell.
He's
Right.
he's super into fast food, which is why he had to go over the weekend.
He's young and he's poor, Sarah. That's a thing.
And I have a great palate.
And he's got a good palate.
Yeah.
Well, we were also talking about the world's longest zip line getting ready to open, and
Yeah.
people
Costa Rica,
already,
right? No, there's one in
Abu
Costa Rica
Dhabi.
already. Where?
Abu Dhabi, the Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy trip. People are already planning it. That's going way far out of your way because it's the world's longest zip line.
Yeah, that's as far out of your way as I'd want to go.
But a lot of people do this. You go way far out of your way to do or try something new. I know Derek's not the only one. I'm sure you've done it.
Oh, no, I've done, I will tell you this, and I was proud of this, and I've done it once before this. And I've got, you can check back in with me all you want. I got a lot of these. But Amy, fast food person, when I first met her, and she thought, and nothing wrong with Taco Bell, they're a fine sponsor. We love them. But she thought, well, that's approximately as good as tacos get. And I said, no, you want a real taco, you got to go to the streets of Tijuana. And then I followed that with, get in the car. And I took her to Tijuana. It's only about 3 hours from my house. And it was a really great, but I went 3 hours for a taco that cost that year $0.25.
Wow.
Well, you guys listening, when have you gone out of your way to do or try something new? Call 800-252-1025 to tell us.
You know, we pose a lot of questions here at KZOK, but I'm a big fan of today's because I'm that kind of guy. Derek went out of his way because I pointed out how awesome these Taco Bell commercials are with that movie star guy, Michelle or whatever his name is. That's really good. And Derek actually went and had tried those. Now there's a zip line in Abu Dhabi. People are already making plans to go see. So here's the question at 1-800-252-1025. What have you gone way out of your way to do, eat, play, whatever it was? Give us a call, 1-800-252-1025.
Yeah, I'm a little crazy. I decided to go way far out of my way to speak Spanish. I was trying to learn Spanish, so right before Christmas, I went to Panama. I wanted to do that. I wanted to speak Spanish. Where am I going to go?
Panamanian now?
They speak Spanish.
Is that what they speak down there?
They do.
And I've heard their currency is the U.S. dollar. Is that true?
It is indeed.
Wow, it's an easy place to go.
They have their own quarters, which is a little strange.
That is strange.
Do you get 4 of them for an American dollar?
Is it quarters? Yeah, it's quarters. It's very strange. But I wanted to speak Spanish, so I went a little far out of my way to do it.
And how'd that go for
To
you?
Panama. Muy bueno.
I don't believe
Is that all you can say, though?
I think that's right up there with their violin lessons. I think.
Una cerveza, por favor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you can order a beer and
Right.
ask how do I get to the emergency hospital, you've got a good trip to Mexico with me.
Ken, in Seattle, have you gone way far out of your way to do or try something new?
Oh yeah, I love Shakey's Pizza. And growing up in Seattle, Shakey's Pizza was everywhere, but they don't exist anymore. And then one night when I was on Facebook, somebody posted a picture of Shakey's Pizza restaurant in Renton, and I live in Everett. So one day my wife and I trekked down to Renton to check it out. Sure enough, there's Shakey's Pizza there, chicken and JoJo's, everything. If you've ever eaten Shakey's, it's
I have. That's funny, Ken, because Shakey's reminds me of my youth a
Yeah.
lot. You know,
Yeah.
there was one right on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. It was awesome. But now that reminds me, man. Thank you, Ken. I go 100 miles round trip for a Sonic hot dog.
Yeah.
All the time. I do it a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's worth it all the time. It's fun on the way down, knowing we're being weirdos and stuff. That's a good call, Ken. Thanks.
Have you gone way out of your way to do or try something new? That's the question at 800-252-1025. Let's talk to Brian in Fife.
Hey, Brian.
I did 2 things. One of them sucked and one of them was awesome. The first one is I flew all the way to Cozumel, Mexico to photograph Halley's Comet because it was supposed to be really great and it sucked because it wasn't so hot. The second one is I flew to Florida to photograph the space shuttle and I had a press pass, so it was very close and it was amazing.
So Haley's Comet doesn't do it for you, but the space shuttle does. But you know, there's the part where you did that.
Absolutely.
I mean, like even if the meteor was in some way or comet was in some way obscured, you're still the guy that traveled to Mexico to take a picture. I kind of like that.
The adventure behind it.
And I
yeah.
know a lot about Brian now, and I like it.
Gene in Auburn, have you gone out of your way to do or try something new?
Yeah. One time, me and a couple buddies, we were partying and at a bar, and closed it down at 2:00, and we were bored and like, what do we do? So we decided to go to Reno, and we asked the bartender if she wanted to go, but she didn't believe that we'd go. So we ended up popping on a plane and flying to Reno for the weekend, and got snowed in down there and had a great time.
Wow.
You know, so I like the whole thing that you did. I think that's super cool, Gene. Except I don't want to break the news to you that the fact that she didn't believe you is not the only reason that bartender didn't go with you to Reno. It's the fact that Reno is kept in Reno.
Yeah.
So many times you feel that weird whim, though, and I've only done it once that we didn't know where we were going, and Matt and I went to the airport, and we're like, where can we go? And we went to Barcelona.
Nice.
And it's so last minute, and guess what I got to do there?
Speak Spanish.
Yeah.
There you go. But you had it with that Castilian lisp, did
Yeah.
you? I wouldn't do that. You can't make me do
Gracias.
that.
Gracias.
That's silly. Don't do that. Just feed me more squid.
Chris in Frederickson, have you gone out of your way to do or try something new?
Yes, hey, it's like me and a couple of my buddies, we usually come up with some random excuse to go out to Ellensburg to go eat at Perkins, since that's the only one that's anywhere close to us.
And then there's nothing else to do, so you drive right
So
back
you drive
home.
you drive it back. But I like the destination thing. I would have never done this in a million years. Amy prodded me to do it. And I said, okay. But then it turned out to be really fun. I flew to San Francisco for a concert.
Yeah.
I went to see Cat Stevens.
That's
which
a-
I love Cat Stevens more. He's great. And I'm more relatable to him than I would think somebody her age is. But it was really fun, a destination concert.
Absolutely. Going out of your way to do or try something new, going to Cat Stevens, absolutely. What about you, Michelle and Puyallup?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Good. What do you got for us?
Hey, well, back in the 80s, I was stationed up in Misawa, Japan, way up north. And it was a 2-hour one-way trip just to go to get a McDonald's burger, a Big Mac.
Well, you know
Oh,
what?
yeah,
Worth it.
that's
If you've got there, I don't know if it was. It obviously had to be a commercial for McDonald's, but they showed a Big Mac. I forgot that it came with 3 pieces of bread. It's the bottom bun, some meat and stuff, and then another bun, and then more meat and stuff, and then the top bun. That's a hell of a sandwich, man. Hey, Michelle, you call, and we appreciate it when you do call, but I'm always surprised that you're a guy. Is that French or something?
Yes, it is.
Cool. All right.
Oui.
Well, continue to go. Oui, oui. Merci.
Fitz and Bremerton, have you gone out of your way to do or try something new?
Yes, I have. I'm retired from the submarine force, and what I like to do every couple of years is drive around the United States to see what I defended.
Wow, I love the way that sounds.
That's awesome.
That is really cool. And how do you think you did?
I did great. I have a hybrid Honda Civic, and I just hop in it. Like a couple of years ago, I was driving over by Interstate 90, close to where you live, Danny.
Yeah.
I saw Interstate 90, and I said, I got to see the Big Dig over in Boston.
Right, and that
And
would
I
be
had
for
to go see that tunnel.
Yep, I saw that being built on TV. You went all the way to
he went
Boston.
3,000 miles to see the Big
I dig it. You know what? I love the
they
attitude.
put pictures of that on TV and
Yeah.
everything. You could have seen it from your couch.
Well, that's something because I'm okay with seeing it from my couch, but
Yeah.
there's some people and certainly things that are better seen by actually experiencing them.
Yeah.
Like we saw the Grand Canyon and went, "Oh my God, this is crazy." Where you saw the Grand Canyon and went,
Meh.
which I understand, but there's some things that need to be seen in person.
Well, just a few months ago, I needed to see a koala in person. I wanted to hug a koala my entire life, so I went to Australia to hug a koala. My bank account did not love it.
No,
but
I was
did.
thinking that. It's an expensive little ride to hug a bear.
Paul, is there something you have gone out of your way to do or to try?
I crossed the water all the way over to Bellevue, Washington for a chicken sandwich. From Chick-fil-A, yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
So when the Chick-fil-A in Bellevue was the second one that they opened up, and there was just mass hysteria and everybody talking about how great it is, and I can't believe you've never tried Chick-fil-A before. And so I went over there, and there was police out directing traffic, and so I got in line, and I finally get in off the road, which was a pretty long wait itself. I get in the line for the drive-through, 47 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
I sat in line from when I started in the drive-through. About 15 minutes in, I'm thinking, I don't need this chicken sandwich that bad. I should go. But there was nowhere to go because the place was just packed.
What is your verdict? When I say I do a 100-mile round trip for a Sonic hot dog every now and again, I think totally worth it. Worth the adventure, really. What do you think about that?
That was a few years back, and I have not returned.
Yeah,
So-
all right. Well said, man.
Well, Ralph in Port Orchard says he drove 50 miles to get a Krispy Kreme. Rob in Eatonville drove from Arizona to Tommy's Burgers in Los Angeles.
Tommy's Burgers. I think there's only one left that's in Van Nuys now.
Denisha in Snoqualmie wanted to go hiking from Gold Bar to Hot Springs. Took her forever. Tori, is there something you've gone out of your way to do or try?
I flew to New York on a whim with my mom to see Alter Bridge play in Times Square.
That's pretty far.
It was really fun, though.
Who knows
Miles.
Alter Bridge?
Miles Kennedy.
Oh, I like him.
And Derek, you, other than the Taco Bell French fries?
I once drove from Tacoma all the way, gosh, I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was about 30 minutes north of Seattle just to get to a strip club that had no cover. And then when I got there, I realized there's a reason there's no cover.
Oh, that's scary.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. Still seeing a lot of stop and go traffic on 167 northbound between Highway 410 and Interstate 405, about a 55-minute delay. And in Seattle on I-5 northbound between Martin Luther King Way and Yesler Way, about a 20-minute delay as you make your way through that area. Let Staples help you this tax season with everything you need for less, from storage boxes and filing supplies to software like QuickBooks and TurboTax. And right now, get up to $15 off when you buy TurboTax. Ins 2/17/18 excludes TurboTax Basic. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, if your aging parents would like to stay in the comfort of their own home, and I think they deserve to, you're going to likely need in-home care. But where are you going to get it? Well, I'll tell you, go to servewell.com. That is servewell.com. I opened the show this morning with, how my weekend went. And one of the startling things for my weekend was my mom needed new teeth, and they were $4,000. Now, that's not the story. I have a job. My sister has a job. My brother John has a job. We can split that. That's not the issue. The issue is more medication. That's the thing. 93, how many, will she take 25 pills a day? Maybe more than that. And now we're going to add an opiate to that for the pain. I want somebody to help manage those prescriptions in my mother's house. And that's where, if you're out here anyway, you want to go to Servewell and servewell.com. They're fairly amazing. So what do you want them to do is whether it's, for grocery shopping, meal prep, as I said, managing medications, or just the company that they need, go to Servewell. Servewell ensures that all caregivers are trustworthy and professional. Watching our parents age, that can be tough. I know, but let Servewell ease your mind. Check them out online at servewell.com.
I stayed up a little bit late last night thanks to that little football game. And then, of course, I had some, I don't know, feelings of trepidation. I was thinking I wasn't going to fall asleep quickly because the team I wanted to win did not win. But guess what? This morning, I feel nice and refreshed. And that's because I sleep on a MyPillow. I fell asleep so much faster. I didn't have nightmares like I thought I was going to. And all of that is thanks to my pillow. I used to have a regular pillow. It was made with down and it got sad and saggy and super hot. That is not the case anymore thanks to my pillow. I know you are going to love it. That's why I'm talking to you about it. Take advantage of their 4-pack special. It's 2 classic my pillow and 2 go anywhere my pillow. You can get 50% off if you use my promo code KZOK. 2 classic my pillow, 2 go anywhere my pillow, and you'll get 50% off with promo code KZOK. Call 800-304-4756. That's 800-304-4756. And don't forget the promo code KZOK or go to MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com with promo code KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Sherry's Restaurants. We're going to get light rain showers today, highs in the upper 40s, and it's currently 47 in downtown Seattle. How many pancakes can you eat? Introducing Sherry's Endless Pancakes. Get all the fluffy buttermilk pancakes you like for just $6.99. Upgrade to a combo with eggs, bacon, or sausage, hash browns, and Sherry's Endless Pancakes for just $9.99. Visit sherrys.com for a location near you. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Police say a man was shot several times early yesterday morning and had to be rushed to Harborview and was in critical condition. He was shot at the William Avenue pub in downtown Renton. Police have not commented about any arrests being made in this shooting. And Kirkland police arrested a high school basketball coach saying he was secretly filming girls on his team who were changing clothes in his office.
You know, being a boy is such a loathsome gender that I think under certain circumstances, completely innocent men should be suspect. Meaning that Olympic doctor who left a man, doctor or not, alone with little girls in those outfits, doing all that flipping and yelling and stuff. Like, you got to know 72% of the time that's going to go terrible for the poor young girl. And it's why? Because men are gross. And you know what? Men should just be arrested at birth.
Yeah.
You know, just why get little tiny baby handcuffs and put them right in little tiny baby, you're a boy jail.
So in this instance, the coach said, "Oh, you can use my office to change." He had a reason. He had been filming. There was a tablet. He had been shooting video. And then somebody later on was using the tablet and found the video. And that's what led to these charges. And now the Kirkland school is saying, he's no longer affiliated.
That's a guy I often say about people who want to get caught. I don't know if you want to get caught because the penalty for that is not only going to be life-altering, but your reputation is ruined forever because you're a big perv and now everybody knows. When I was being a poor excuse for a husband to my last wife, my ex-wife, it would never occur to me to leave my phone anywhere. It went with me everywhere. I still do it today by reaction. But you want to get caught. If I take pictures of a naked girl who's not my wife, and then I set the phone down on the kitchen cabinet and I go to get a bite or a beer with Paul, you're asking to get caught. That's why this guy might have been begging, stop me from being this kind of a creep.
In Oregon, there is a new bar opening up that has another business attached to it. Now, we've talked before about the, what's it called? Duds and Suds? No.
Yeah. Suds and Duds.
Suds
or
and
Duds and
Duds.
Suds. One of the two, yeah.
I was thinking that's not a place you want to meet people. Duds.
No, certainly not.
This is something that, similar yet not. Tigard, Oregon. It's a dog shelter and bar. You can go in there and have some drinks and adopt a dog.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I don't know that it's as cool as we think it is.
No?
Are the dog's just wandering around being groovy?
No. It's a shelter, but you go in there, you have some beers, you get to know the dogs. You are able to hang out with the dogs if you want to, get to know them, and then you take it home with you.
But it's not like the cat cafe that I went to and was totally disappointed. You didn't play with the cats. Cats hated you. The cats are very cat-like.
It's not like the cat cafe in that these are dogs, and I would imagine they're happy to see you.
But I don't think legally you want to be the guy having a bunch of dogs roam around drunk people.
Why?
Because dogs bite.
Oh.
No. Well, maybe don't put the ones that bite out with the.
Well,
drunk
there's
people.
my thing. Are they? Because you don't find out that they're the dogs that bite till they bite.
It's a
Often.
rescue shelter, and they want you to be able to have a beer and relax and take a look at the dogs, see if you wanted to learn a little bit about their personality. And who doesn't love dogs? So when you're drunk, you probably like them even more.
I woke up with a couple. That's all I'm saying. And I mean it literally. It was pretty embarrassing. Those pictures are still online.
And an Italian man was arrested after 7 people were injured in a drive-by shooting spree that happened over the weekend in the central Italian city of Macerata.
In Italy, they call that driving.
Piazza Vittoria, a 28-year-old man, is being accused of firing a gun throughout different parts of the city. 5 men and 1 woman, all black immigrants, have been hospitalized, most with serious wounds. Vittoria, who has no prior run-ins with law enforcement, had been nominated for the right-wing Northern League in last year's election. And this shooting, they said, began at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and 2 hours later, he was caught.
So I'm thinking drunk Italian driving a car is what I got. But now I get a racist shooting at black people from another country.
Yes.
Hey, shame on you.
He did not resist arrest and admitted responsibility and was taken into custody.
My goodness.
You can get ready to pay more for a passport. U.S. passport fees are going up by $10 on April 2nd. Adult passports will be $145.
Yikes.
Children 16 and younger, $115.
You know, first of all, a bargain to get your passport. But secondly, and my knee-jerk reaction is say I could never be friends with a grown person that didn't have a passport. But, you know, but I don't feel I could be great friends with, at least if I told him, hey, you're my friend, here's what you're missing. Go spend the $145, get yourself a passport. I don't think I could be good pals with anybody who doesn't have, a grown man anyway, who doesn't have a passport, which makes me nervous now, Paul.
I do. I think it's expiring this year, though, so I got to go check.
Hey,
but I
man.
thought it was like $65 to I guess for renewal. But yeah, that's.
How about you, Derek?
Mine expired like 2 weeks
So
ago.
you went and you got one at one point in your life?
Yeah, because I went to Mexico like 4 or 5 years ago.
I can be your friend.
All right,
it's
thank
cheaper to
Uh-oh.
renew than to get a new one.
And
I
Tori?
cannot imagine that Tori has not been flown around this world of ours in her little short dresses and her little weird hairdo.
I have a passport, yes.
See that?
Her little weird hairdo.
Yes, I know you have a passport.
Oh, God.
The statistics might surprise you about how many people have passports. There was a long-running misconception that I think that the urban legend was only 3% of Americans have a passport. Well, the latest statistics show 46% of Americans have a passport.
As well they should.
And the place with the least, Mississippi, West Virginia, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky.
All right.
All the places that people need most to get out of.
To get the hell out of. Man,
Only
my
17% of
that
those
is a
people.
misconception. Back when I was performing as a drag queen, that was my name. Misconception.
Misconception.
Yeah.
The state with the highest percentages of passports, New Jersey with 62%, followed by New York. We have 49%
Oh, okay.
of people in Washington
You
have a
need one. Go
passport.
places. Travel.
Yeah.
And I would normally say, Canada and Mexico don't count. Or I would have said Mexico because where I was raised, it's across the street in some time.
Yeah.
But they all count. Travel's a thing, man. Do that if you can.
Well, you can also get a passport card, which is an identification card, and that's the one that U.S. people can use to go to Mexico.
What is it? What does Amy have that I don't have besides genitalia?
Enhanced driver's license.
She doesn't have genitalia?
No, she has.
Or
She
you
just has
don't
a different one than I have. I
She-
don't have that
yeah.
one.
She has the
I give her mine every now and again, but that's not what I meant.
Trusted Traveler program.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
So whatever it is, I can't get it. So if we do anything and we go out of the country, she gets to zip right through the line. I have to stand with all the other felons.
Global entry.
Yeah. I don't know that you should call her that. I don't know how she got it, Sarah, but that's what she did.
An ice cream van driver has been jailed after attacking a rival seller with a shovel.
So we actually do all scream for ice cream.
He says that this guy was encroaching on his patch. Khalik Sheila
Oh yeah, that's my turf. I got to
Yeah,
defend
right
it.
there, yeah.
launched the attack after another ice cream truck arrived before he did at his usual selling spot.
Go push your push pops somewhere else.
It's
man.
a slippery slope and a very rocky road. Yeah. Let's give it. All right, we'll count. Go ahead. Back to the news.
Well, the victim tried to run away. This ice cream driver chased him and struck him with a shovel.
Oh, make like a banana and split. Yeah, that's one. I'm taking it.
Now, this was all over turf. This was turf war. They call it a patch. And that, I guess even at this time of year, high demand of getting the right patch for ice cream.
If you're the real ice cream man and everything, God love you. But I often don't trust them.
Yeah.
A guy running down the street in a truck that he seems to have modified by himself with a speaker on the outside enticing children. I don't know. Like I said, if he's the ice cream man on your street and you go on with he's a lovely, lovely person, I'm just telling you my antenna are up.
We don't even trust the one that's an actual brick and mortar store across the street from us.
Well, no, I trust it. I love it's delicious. We just all think it's a front for drugs, and I stand by that.
I've actually seen customers in there now, so I kind of trust them.
All right.
Like actually getting ice cream.
Have you gone in and gotten ice cream?
I've not gotten ice cream. I've been in there though. Very nice people that run that place.
Are you making all of this up?
No, I'm not. I purchased a parking spot from them. I'm renting one of the customer parking spots across the street at the Baskin Robbins.
Well, you should.
So when the tow truck comes to tow me, they just go, "Oh no, he's the customer of the month."
Did they run out there and say something like that?
They do.
Hysterical.
They're very nice people.
New Hampshire's highest court will begin hearing the case of 30 women who are challenging the city's ordinance that bars them from going topless at the beach.
Which part are you?
We're going to do this again in the news. I'm 58, and I think this has been in the news once every 3 years since I can remember news.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to be they want to be able to take off their shirts with a guy on the basketball court. Ladies don't really want to do this. Especially on the basketball court. My goodness gracious, ladies.
Well, especially in New Hampshire where there's like 3 days they could do it anyway.
Right.
Heidi Lilly, Kia Sinclair, and Ginger Piero are part of the Free the Nipple campaign.
That's the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a global movement, believe it or not.
Free the nipple?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
What about pierce the nipple?
No, just free the nipple.
And Kia is into this? She drives me crazy. Thank you.
They had tried to go topless at a beach. Other beachgoers complained. They appealed to the Supreme Court after a district judge rejected their request to dismiss the case. Oral arguments are scheduled for this week.
Oh, I'd let them have their way if they gave me oral arguments. If they said, Danny, here's what we'd like to say. And I'd say, don't say anything, just give me your oral arguments right now. By the way, I'd complain.
Yeah?
To
You
somebody.
would?
Yeah, I
Really?
would. Yeah, I would. Because it ruins my time. I'm talking to my wife and there's nipples over there. And I keep darting my eyes like I'm on meth or something because I want to see the nipples. And, if I have to hide it from my kids, I don't know why you'd have to hide nipples from your kids. They probably have some. But, you're sitting there and you can't stop looking at the naked people. And It's just a distraction. It's going to get you in trouble with your wife.
Well, and it's, I think, awkward for kids because if the kid is, say, 11 and then they're looking at boobs, that's not just.
Well, if you're 11, you should keep your shirt on. Really. Boy or girl.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your point of view on this? Go boys have to keep the shirt on at your beach now?
There's an emerging artist that has people talking. A big fella at 450 pounds.
It's a big artist.
They call this artist Pigcasso. Pigcasso.
So does he sculpt or something out of dough and donuts and pizza?
It's a 450-pound rescue pig.
Did he pick the winner of the Super Bowl?
It's an actual painter.
Now I get it. It's Pigcasso. I thought it was a person.
No,
a rapper.
it's a pig, yeah.
Yeah, it's pig now.
It's an actual pig.
An actual pig.
Yeah.
And not just somebody who's gross.
That's what I thought.
Animal. Pigs, they say, are very, very smart. But they also need enrichment. They need to be doing something. They get bored.
Yeah.
They need toys. They need to learn tricks. They need snacks. That they are very active. So she decided to try a paintbrush. She put a paintbrush in its mouth.
Oh, that's not where I thought she put it.
And now these artworks are going for thousands of dollars.
Really? From Pigcasso?
Pigcasso. She said it's probably an expressionist. And it's not something, it's not Jackson Pollock.
I'll bet you, no offense here, but I'll bet you Jackson Pollock's out her keister. You ever seen the way pigs go? They go like goats, don't they?
Paul, you've got pigs. I have no idea how pigs
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Don't they go like goats and little pellets?
Oh, no. It's
No?
No, it's much messier than that.
Oh, then never mind.
Yeah.
I had a Pollock idea. But.
It's like if Jackson Pollock painted with broad strokes. It's not fine art, but they are going for $2,000 a pop. You know, we've all traveled across America, and you will enter a town, and it will say Maple Valley, population 2,000.
All right.
I'm making that up. I don't know.
That's
how many
about right.
people live in Maple
good.
Valley. But you know the sign I'm talking about.
Yeah, sure.
There is a town in Nebraska, a strange town, and their sign reads, "Welcome to Minoe, Nebraska, population 1." According to the latest census data, Minoe has 1 resident. There used to be 2, but her husband died. She said in order to still stay a town, she has to apply for liquor and tobacco licenses every year and send them to the secretary of the village, which is her.
Which is her, right.
Yeah. She said that back in the day, it was a bustling population of 150. She and her husband raised their kids there. They all pieced out. But she says she loves it, and people come from all over the world to see the only incorporated town in the United States with 1
And did
resident.
they fix the sign?
They had to change the sign when he died.
So they did.
Yes.
No, yeah. So it now says 1 for that lady.
Yeah.
Because there's a town in, might be Central or Northern California, Harmony, California, which I drive past a couple times a year when I was young, and I'd drive up the coast to San Francisco and stuff. And it said Harmony, California, 57. And then one year it said 50. And wow, what the hell happened? I never forget it never went up. Hey, does Harmony, California still exist, or did everybody die, Derek? 'Cause I feel bad about that.
Well, I know that this is the only town that has 1 resident. But, I mean, Harmony, I hope didn't go down that far.
That'd be sad. Yeah.
Do you think the tourism department, sent some sort of memo to like the roads crew,
Which is her.
to go out and fix the sign? Otherwise, the mayor's going to get mad. Yeah,
which is her. The mayor, which is her.
But earlier we were talking about going way far out of your way to try or see something new. I mean, people would go there just to be in the town with 1 resident.
I think it's super neat. What do you got, Derek?
The population of Harmony, California currently sits at 18.
Wow.
I don't know that I ever met anybody from there, and I feel terrible.
Good thing you didn't get out of your car. Apparently, they have the plague.
It was 57 in like 85, I think, in 1985. And then maybe 1990, I went, it's 50. That's sad. It's 18. It's terrible.
Time has been tough on Harmony.
By the way, they have a parade there.
Had.
But you have to come from all over the county. Oh, I feel terrible. Poor Harmony.
Show and tell is something we are all familiar with, right? When your kid goes to school, or when we were kids, you go to school and you bring something and show everybody. Well, one kid in Texas decided to take it to the next level.
Yeah?
He hired somebody, and she arrived, and things did not go well. She was one of Derek's people.
Really? An idiot?
A stripper or a prostitute?
A stripper.
Oh.
This kid in middle school paid a stripper, and she arrived at show and tell.
You said things didn't go very well. Was she not good? Did they not have the right kind of music?
He's been suspended.
They forgot their beatbox or whatever they're called, the ghetto blast. So, how old's this kid?
Middle school, so he's probably 13.
Do we fully believe this story, or do we think something weird is being forced down our throats?
This is something the school administrators have confirmed to the American Statesman, who reported this story. And according to
a
this,
stripper's walking down the halls of a middle school asking where's the class, or holding little Bobby's hand, and nobody says, "Hey, you're not that lady that takes her pants off the street." Well, listen to She's My Cherry Pie. I just smell something rotten. Of course, they don't shower that often.
Well, maybe she didn't know. Like maybe she thought it was a teachers get together or something. She had been paid by credit card by this kid's father. So valid credit card. She shows up and was like,
So does that dad still have custody of the stripper?
Of the stripper?
Or anybody? Why is that guy not in jail?
Yeah. Well, the kid's suspended, and of course, everybody is in trouble. Arkansas police have arrested Shelby Mustang GT 500 Miller for driving without a license.
It's quite the name.
Because at first I thought it was a story about the car. I'm going, pretty cool car, man.
That's his name. Shelby Mustang GT 500 Miller. I have seen his driver's license. What we don't know...
Hang on, I'm rocking out to the commitments.
Okay,
Ready? Here we go. Okay, back to you.
What we don't know is whether Shelby Mustang GT 500 Miller was given this name at birth or if it was an aftermarket decision.
Yeah, I used to think that I could sing this song because I have a raspy voice.
Yeah?
It turns out that won't do.
No?
You have to be
No?
able to actually sing to sell this
Let's
song.
hear it.
Ride, Sally,
Nope,
ride.
you're right.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I can sing it. Sounds better in my headphones.
No, you're wrong now.
Music news, entertainment, and sports right around the corner. Stay with us.
This traffic report is brought to you by Staples. In Seattle on Highway 99 northbound at the Battery Street Tunnel, we have a disabled vehicle that is currently blocking the right lane, causing some stop-and-go traffic from Seneca Street. And we're also still seeing some pretty long delays on I-405 southbound between 195th Street and Highway 520, about a 30-minute delay. Let Staples help you this tax season with everything you need for less, from storage boxes and filing supplies to software like QuickBooks and TurboTax. And right now, get up to $15 off when you buy TurboTax. Ends 2/17/18, excludes TurboTax Basic. Staples, it's pro time. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
We all know what those interest rates can do on the credit card. We all know how student loans are plaguing Americans. We all know about car loans, and debt can add up for all of us. But there are a lot of ways around it, and that's why I want to talk to you about American financing. You could refinance your home loan. It is an easy way to save a lot of money. So think of it this way. A lower interest rate means lower monthly bill payments, and mortgage interest rates are far more competitive than a student loan or a credit card. Come on, you've seen those credit card rates. We are talking about low single digits versus rates in the high double digits. So you should consider consolidating that high interest debt by refinancing your mortgage. You can speak with a salary-based mortgage consultant who will customize a loan for your needs. American Financing, they're the ones that you want to talk to. You can close on a new loan in as fast as 10 days. Call 206-204-3200. Again, that's 206-204-3200 or AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334. Led Zeppelin have revealed further details of the 50th anniversary book that they've been working on. It's called Led Zeppelin by Led Zeppelin. It's a 368-page hardback book that will be published in October, but it's available for pre-order now. The surviving band members, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones, are credited as the book's authors.
John Paul Jones is not dead?
John Paul Jones is not dead.
Oh, and no offense, dude. I'm not wishing it, but I'm like your biggest fan. But I was sure he had passed away.
Oh.
So there's the three. Okay, that's the Led Zeppelin that I know, that I grew up with. Who are they missing? Bonham, right?
John Bonham.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin by Led Zeppelin is the first and only official illustrated book to be produced in collaboration with members of the band, is what the description reads. Celebrating 50 years since the formation, it covers the group's unparalleled music careers and features photographs of them all on and off stage.
Neat.
So this will be available in October, but pre-order now. Lady Gaga has announced she is canceling the remaining 10 dates of her tour because of her fibromyalgia. She said that she's had to cancel tours in the past, and it's very devastating. She said she is in immense pain.
Well, poor baby.
Yeah.
I don't want to poke her face anymore. I feel bad.
How do you wake up Lady Gaga?
Poke her face.
We broke the news earlier today that Paul Simon has announced a farewell tour. Paul Simon's Homeward Bound farewell tour will indeed be doing a Seattle date. Key Arena, Friday, May 18th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. and KZOK will have a chance for you to win your way into this very special show.
That's one I would seriously like to see.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard for me to I've done a lot, I've seen a lot, my TV's very good. To leave my home if I don't have to,
right?
I'm pretty cozy, but I'd go down the street definitely to see Paul Simon. Going to Graceland.
No, you're going to Paul Simon.
I realize that. That threw me when he put out that album too.
And we've been telling you all about the iHeartRadio Music Awards. That's the award show that you control, and KZOK want to send you to the show on us. You just listen for the new keyword and the cue to text. You could win airfare, deluxe hotel accommodations, and tickets to the show. We've got more chances to win all day today.
Dig that. I'm pretty sure you could talk any one of us into being your plus one.
Yeah, definitely.
That's true. CBS is on the hunt for a hit in 1950s Los Angeles. The network has ordered a pilot for an adaptation of L.A. Confidential.
Oh, wow.
Now, the movie, you remember, starred Kevin Spacey, Kim Basinger, Russell Crowe.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to be in this one, Kevin Spacey.
I don't think he will be. It was a very successful novel, and they said they did try this once before. It did not work, starring Kiefer Sutherland, but they are ready to try again.
Usually, if you want to work with Kiefer Sutherland, you just do the same show over and over and over again, and it continues to work, man. He's still got a show now, doesn't he?
He does. It's Designated Survivor.
Yeah, I was going to call it Secret President, but that's probably not what it's called. But yeah, and that's
it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I thought people liked it.
And it turns out missing people can be easy to find, especially if they appear every week in your living room. A 22-year-old woman was reported missing in November.
She's not in my living room.
She's in Danny's living room.
I know who she is.
Really?
She is in your living room.
She is a current contestant on The Bachelor.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God, the story's got to continue because right now it's just too crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's what I got. I got that she. Well, no, you go. It's your story.
All right, this girl Becca, her mom reported her missing. On November 18th. She said, "My daughter went to work. I haven't heard from her in a week."
She told her mom, "I'm going to go work on a pot farm." And mom said, "Okay, everything's legal."
Yeah.
So I'm going to go work on a pot farm. I'm not taking my phone. You won't be able to hear from me for a while. And I'll call you when I get back from the pot farm.
Is that normally what happens when you're going on a reality TV show? You tell people you're going to work on a pot
I know that
farm?
I was ashamed of mine. So I think she could. She can say what she wants.
Well, the sheriff's department was not able to find her. Well,
They checked all the pot farms and she wasn't there.
Her name went on a list of missing people, which was the basis for a story in the North Coast Journal about the high number of missing people in Humboldt County.
Yeah.
The newspaper then shared the story to Facebook and said, "Do you recognize any people featured in this expose?"
Yeah, she got a rose last night.
Exactly. People are like, hell yeah, she's on The Bachelor. And she said, "Mom, I told you I can't call you from The Bachelor." That's what she wrote. Mom, how many times do I have to tell you I don't get cell service on The Bachelor? I am not missing.
So the mom was just lying.
The mom's
whole
making
time?
it up?
I'm just telling you that's a quote that this woman posted. Mom, how many times do I have to tell you I don't get cell service on The Bachelor?
Well, I've got all sorts of problems with it, which
Maybe
I
she's
did,
being funny.
which I didn't have a minute ago. I had. She's hiding the fact that she's a contestant on The Bachelor from her mother.
Right. It was kind of a fun story.
It was. Now I don't completely get it anymore because I think, with my understanding of how television works, which is a little bit off the way that people do TV today, isn't The Bachelor done filming?
I would have thought so. She said, the scariest thing about being a missing person is that my efforts to conceal the worst driver's license photo of all time has been thwarted.
No.
It's a terrible picture.
I'm sure, but it all seems kind of strange to me because it seems like she got away with it.
Yeah.
Tell mom I'm on the plot farm and then shoot The Bachelorette, which can't possibly air before it's done filming because then somebody knows who the winner is.
I don't watch The Bachelor, so I don't know what the timeline is. But I think maybe she told her mom she's going to work on the marijuana farm and then went to shoot The Bachelor, and just her name never got taken off this list.
Right, that's what I think happened. I think that's what I think happened.
Details surrounding Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker everyone says it's film legend.
Brilliant.
I mean,
all the way around brilliant.
And sadly, of course, he died at the age of just 28. And now his sister gave an interview and said he did plan on reprising that role. She said that I spoke to him the night before he died. We were laughing and joking. He loved working with Chris Nolan, Christian Bale, Gary Oldman. Some people say the role drove him to madness. She says shenanigans. He was so
I think all
proud.
those drugs drove him to
That's
madness.
what I think.
Yeah. He was so proud.
I think some guy, here's what I think drove him to madness. Everywhere you go, if you're Heath Ledger, do you know what happens to you?
They ask you to do the Joker?
Somebody looks at you and says, I wish I could quit you.
Oh,
and then
that's
everybody
true.
laughs and
Yeah.
think they're geniuses.
There's a new documentary called I Am Heath Ledger. And she said he was so proud of what he had done on Batman, he had plans for another.
Plus, movie star that he was, I don't think he cracked the $20 million club. And going back to be the Joker again would have done that for him completely.
Sex and the City star Kim Cattrall shared some devastating news yesterday, just hours after she pleaded for help finding her missing brother in Canada. She then tweeted, "It is with great sadness that myself and my family announce the unexpected passing of our son and brother, Chris Cattrall."
Wow.
So she had sent out a social media
Yeah,
plea.
where's this guy?
Yep. He'd been missing for about 5 days.
And he was not on The Bachelor.
He was not, sadly. He lived on a
Well, actually,
rural-
it would have been happily because he'd be alive. It'd be weird, but he'd be alive.
Sorry, yeah. He was living in a rural area. He was found on his property. They did not disclose cause of death.
Wow. I'm very glad that I didn't have time to say mean things about Kim Cattrall because I don't like her much.
Yeah.
I just thought
Can we ask why? Or
Because
you
I
don't
wanted
wanna
to see
say?
Sex in the City 4 or whatever it was. She wouldn't do it. She had all crazy demands.
Well, then she said not so nice things about her co-stars.
Yeah.
And they're kind of sad about that whole thing. At the box office, Jumanji is back up on top.
No way.
It was a characteristically quiet Super Bowl weekend, historically a very slow weekend at the box office, propelling it back up to number 1.
It's like a month and a half this movie's been out.
Yeah, crazy. Maze Runner, The Death Cure came in at number 2. And
The Death Cure?
That's the name of the movie, Maze Runner, The Death Cure.
Oh, I thought it was another movie because there's one called The Cure for Wellness or some such thing. I thought it was a sequel or something.
Maze Runner Part 3, Winchester coming in at number 3. Now Jumanji becomes the first December wide release since Titanic to win a weekend in February. This
Wow.
thing's got staying power.
Yeah, it does.
Crazy pants.
Bummer because I hated the Robin Williams one. Or not bummer,
Yeah, I didn't
guess,
really
but
like it.
I loved Robin Williams so much, but he could not save that movie. But I love The Rock. I hate to say it, but I love The Rock more than I love Robin.
Yeah.
And I also like Kevin Hart a whole bunch.
But I don't think I would ever see the movie.
No, I saw the first one. I don't know that I'd go see the
Yeah,
second
me
one.
either.
I will watch it on my television or in a movie. I mean, in a airplane. But none of us have gone to the theaters.
It's the only reason I go on vacation. Catch up
Yeah,
on my movie.
yep.
To see Jumanji.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you are facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. 1-800-DUI-AWAY. The drought is over for the Philadelphia Eagles. Last night, they won their first Super Bowl.
I wonder what weird shenanigans, because there was actually a job, you reported this, and it came up on my news alerts yesterday, I think, too. There's a real guy who had the job of greasing poles.
Right, yeah.
So you couldn't climb poles in Philly.
They did not use Crisco this time, though.
They
used
didn't.
hydraulic oil so that people couldn't climb the poles.
Somebody have to go back and clean that up after?
I was wondering the same thing. How does that get cleaned up? That's gross.
Bunch of guys from South Philly going to scrape that off and use it for sauce.
The final score was 41-33. All sorts of records were set. For poor Tom Brady, he sets the records of the most Super Bowl appearances by a franchise, and the most Super Bowl losses by a franchise also goes to the Patriots. He had the most completions of 20-plus yards. He had the most passing attempts.
MVP.
He had the most Super Bowl appearances.
MVP.
He had the most career touchdowns. Didn't matter.
I would bet the answer to this question is yes. I just don't know. So I'm guessing, does the MVP award ever go to a team that didn't win? Some player on a team that didn't win?
You gotta
Never?
give it to the. No, I don't think there's any time
knowledge.
in history. No.
No? Oh, okay. I thought some guy did some crazy play that even though he didn't win, let's give it to him.
No.
Hey, speaking of sports, if I may take just one moment of your time.
Sure.
I owe Derek something. I'm not sure what it is,
Right.
but if it's not weird food things going on, it's $5 lousy. And I'm going to go with the $5 lousy because, we're in sports. So, Derek, I'm going to give you a chance to up your money. In my right hand, I have a whole mess of $1 bills.
I see. Oh, man, I feel like I'm at the strip club.
Aha! That's why I have it. And in my left hand, I have a $10 bill.
Oh,
Which
snap.
one would you like?
Well, what's the trick here?
There's no trick. You get whichever one you pick.
You don't know how many singles he has.
That's the trick. You don't know if this is actually 12 and you're making money or 4 and you're losing money.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
you
not
know
4.
that you've got a place to put those singles.
All right.
Or you might want the 10.
I'll take the 10.
You won again, you bitch. This is only $8.
Wow.
Hate that
Does
kid.
that mean you don't have to put something of Derek's in
That's
your mouth?
exactly what that means.
Before the Super Bowl, we found out who the Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner was, and nobody was surprised that it was J.J. Watt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nobody's surprised.
I mean, the other...
And he's cute. He's adorable, man.
The other nominees also did great things, but J.J. Watt helped to raise $37 million for those affected by Hurricane Harvey.
Did it start off like him saying, I think if we could get $500,000 or something like that?
Yeah.
It just went crazy.
Right.
Good on you.
So he was on site, and he was with the family of Walter Payton, and I thought at first when he took to the podium, the stage area, that he was standing on something. He was twice the size of everybody else.
Yeah.
That dude's gigantic.
That's what happens. Everybody looks up and goes, what? And that's how he got his name.
Yeah, that's right.
The Super Bowl MVP in 1971, the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Baltimore Colts, but Chuck Howley, who plays for the Cowboys, won the MVP award.
I assumed that would have happened, but when these two sports experts told me, nope, never happened in life ever, I went, okay, they're probably right. But I just assumed some great play once. Was it 1971, you say?
That's correct.
Well, my goodness gracious. I don't know what the guy did.
Yeah,
Not win a
before our
game.
time,
Yeah, I don't know what he did, because imagine, though, getting the award when your team lost. What did he do?
Yeah.
Did a baby catch fire and he put it out? What do you do?
Yeah, in the modern era, that would just never happen. That stuff just wouldn't fly anymore.
What year do you think we're talking about?
They call this the modern era of sports and football. So currently, you're not going to give the MVP to the non-winning team. That's why it hasn't happened in almost 50 years.
Okay, I was going to let this go, but all I said was I assumed it happened once and it did.
Yeah, no, we
Don't
didn't
yell
know.
at me.
We weren't familiar. I don't know that. What team was it? The Miami.
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas
right?
Cowboys.
The Cowboys
Sorry.
versus the Colts.
The what
Those
Colts?
guys.
The Baltimore Colts.
The Baltimore Colts. Yeah.
Remember those New York Dodgers? That was wacky too.
It will be the youngest group in history of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, and Brian Urlacher were all selected for enshrinement for the class of 2018. Their ceremony will be August 4th in Canton, Ohio. Some sad news for the Seahawks. Defensive end Frank Clark said his father was one of those 4 people killed in a house fire in Cleveland last week.
Oh.
He says that the cause was arson. He said, my father was killed in this fire along with 3 members of my family. Pray for me and my family. The Seahawks did indeed send condolences.
Wow.
Washington's Dominic Green sank a 3-pointer at the buzzer to give the Huskies a 78-75 upset of number 9 Arizona.
Wow. So it's tied 75-75 and he shot?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Great moment.
Big victory. Up next, the Wildcats. Let's see. The Huskies travel to Oregon Thursday. Tip-off is at 7. Yesterday, the Cougs were defeated by Arizona State 88-78. Their next game is Thursday. Tip-off 7:30, Oregon State. Lastly, in sports, y'all can relax. The Red Panda is getting a new unicycle.
Oh, thank God.
The Golden State Warriors announced on Friday the team is purchasing a new 7.5-foot tall unicycle for the Chinese acrobat, whose real name is Rong Yu. Her unicycle was stolen from San Francisco's airport. They said the Red Panda is
I
legendary.
cared more when I didn't know it was a person.
Right, when we thought it was an actual red panda.
A red panda. Because I have seen more than one Russian bear ride a unicycle, I think.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's doable.
Well, she has been performing her juggling and balancing act at NBA arenas and other sporting events for decades. She was distraught after her unicycle was stolen. The Cavaliers owner wanted to buy one for her, but the Golden State Warriors beat them to it and bought one for the Red Panda.
That's adorable. You know, before the idea, and not that long before the idea of me in my retirement years busking and playing happy hours at TGI Fridays and stuff around the world, I was actually going to learn to juggle.
Yeah.
Because I ride a unicycle pretty well. And that's busking too.
Sure, yeah.
But then I changed my mind, said I could fall and hurt myself when I'm old now. But that's a real thing I was going to do.
The guitar seems safer.
It's safer, yeah, but I do one of them fairly well already, and guitar ain't it.
Well, plus the guitar you can kind of do anywhere. Imagine if you were in Liverpool and there's cobblestone streets or something, and you
or
tried
TGI Fridays.
Or TGI Fridays, exactly. Because you're not much of a red panda if you can't ride on cobblestones.
And your sports this morning brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA. That's 1-800-DUIOA.
You know who I'd like to ride like a big unicycle?
Me?
Yes.
This took a weird turn.
Because, well, they do that, those unicycles. You drive straight and then they take a weird turn. Anyway, you know what's going to happen in this room any second now is my friend Steve Sladen's going to walk in here or ride in on his unicycle. You never know what this guy, whatever turns you on, he'll do. Huh. So anyway, Steve Slade's going to come in the room any second now, and he's going to play a bunch of classic rock because that's what he does. We should get out of his way. Bye.
In Woodinville on I-405 southbound at Northeast 132nd Street, we have an accident that is currently blocking the left